35 players will remain sidelined after a brawl in last week's playoff game against Brunswick. Among those defending Gainesville's appeal to the GHSA was the Brunswick High athletic director, who took responsibility for the fight. Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
All right, did you get caught in the storms this morning on the way into work? Well, another round is expected later on.
Some of these storms may be capable of producing damaging wind gusts as well as torrential downpours.
And WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says the second round expected later this afternoon and evening. She'll have Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast. That's coming your way at 12:05. The peace talks for Ukraine and Russia have resulted in a framework for a deal, according to sources related to the discussions. Correspondent Jonathan Beal has more.
The U.S. has put this timeline, this deadline on Ukraine, saying that they have to agree to a deal by Thursday. Well, it may not be Thursday, but they want a deal clearly. The pressure is on. And then the same U.S. official I spoke to this morning saying a deal had been done, that Ukraine was ready to sign an agreement, adding that minor details need to be worked out.
Be sure and check back for updates. We will, of course, keep an eye on this and let you know if a deal is reached. A deadly shooting under investigation this afternoon after police find a man dead inside a car on Bishop Street in northwest Atlanta. Police say the victim did appear to be the driver, and they believe that he likely knew the shooter. The incident occurred just down the street from Atlantic Station. Police reviewing camera footage right now. Anybody with information being asked to call Atlanta police. A former member of the Black Panther Party and major figure in the civil rights movement has died in prison.
He was known for fighting for civil rights and for his quote, "Violence is as American as cherry pie." H. Rap Brown was later convicted of killing a Fulton County deputy and wounding another in 2000 as they served a warrant for a stolen car. By then, he had changed his name to Jamil Abdullah Al-Amin after converting to Islam and was known for cleaning up neighborhoods in Atlanta's West End. He tried for years to have his conviction overturned following the shootings. His attorneys say the 82-year-old died in prison after a long period of medical decline. Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Prosecutors in Paris say that 2 men and 2 women now have been arrested in connection with the $100 million jewelry heist at the Louvre Museum in Paris, bringing to 8 now the number of suspects in custody. It is not clear yet what part these new suspects are believed to have played in the thefts. There's still no sign of those stolen jewels. Waddle, one of the 2 Thanksgiving turkeys to be pardoned by President Trump, walked out into the White House briefing room this morning and gobbled to the delight of reporters. Now, both Waddle and Wobble will be pardoned by the president. Wobble will serve as the official White House pardoned turkey, while Waddle will be on standby should Wobble be unable to perform his official duties. Well, they are rivals on the football field, but for the other 364 days of the year, UGA and Georgia Tech work together to help Georgians.
Together, Georgia and Georgia Tech are working on the health care of all people in the state. Chris King is the vice president of research at UGA.
Between Tech and UGA, we account for more than $2 billion in R&D expenditures annually.
The schools are working on cell-based therapies, including bone repair, regenerative healing, and real-time cancer insights. They're also looking into how wearable technologies improve infant deliveries. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
If you're driving this Thanksgiving, some good news. Gas prices are down close to their lowest level in 4 years as tens of millions of people prepare to travel for the Thanksgiving holiday. The national average, $3.05 a gallon for regular unleaded. Here in Georgia, we're paying an average of $2.86 a gallon, according to AAA. Oklahoma, by the way, is the state with the nation's lowest gas prices. They're paying $2.50 a gallon there. And consumer confidence levels continue to tumble on growing concerns over the economy. Jason Brooks has more on that.
The combination of weakening job prospects and persistently high prices sank the Conference Board's Consumer Confidence Index for November, dropping to a reading of 88.7 from 95.5 in October, well below market estimates and the second lowest level since April. It's not good news for retailers heading into the holidays, with plans for big-ticket purchases over the next 6 months declining in November, following little change since May, with used cars, TVs, and smartphones the most popular categories for future purchases. Home buying expectations dipped, but remained near a 2-year high.
And the percentage of consumers who believe that the economy is already in a recession rose for the 4th consecutive month. It's 12:05. That means it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams, how are we doing on the roads?
Not too good up in Ackworth, Sabrina. Some cars have gone off the roadway on this wet pavement. Travel out of Ivory, only one center lane open. I-75 northbound, Highway 92, exit 277. And that has really jammed up that ride back into Kennesaw. Use Highway 41 as an alternate. Elsewhere on I-20 East eastbound into Cobb County, you're on and off the brakes both ways between 285 and the mall at Stonecrest, and the south side just chock full with volume. 75 south leaving Mount Zion down into Stockbridge and McDonough. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
Your 5-day forecast sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta.
Scattered rain showers for this afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Monitoring another round of heavy rain and thunderstorms for later this afternoon and this evening. Some of these storms may be capable of producing damaging wind gusts as well as torrential downpours. Drying out on Wednesday and cooling down. Highs in the mid-60s. Sunny skies and freezing cold for Thursday morning. Lows in the low to mid-30s. Daytime highs in the upper 40s. Sunshine and cold for Friday and Saturday. Morning lows in the low 30s. Daytime highs in the upper 40s to low 50s.
We'll have more news at 12:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
From the Pacific Coast to the Atlantic Ocean, from the mountains of Maine to Miami Beach, you're listening to The Eric Erickson Show, a conservative worldview with detailed news and analysis of current events. Live nationwide every weekday, noon to 3 Eastern, and always online at ericericksonshow.com.
3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
But I think the turkeys got pardoned and the gremlins took over in the system. So welcome. It is Eric Erickson here nationwide. The phone number 877-973-7425 as we get all the bugs sorted out between us and space and back with satellites and internet and everything else. I want to start with a point I made yesterday, and I am flummoxed by some of the antics going on and around the White House, and I got a sneaking suspicion of what's happening. Let me start with my suspicion. The president came back into office January 20th, just hard charging. The president came back in a whirlwind of activity, and since January 20th, the White House has been going fairly nonstop. And we had the government shut down in October, and the president couldn't shut down with the shutdown because he had to go to Israel, then he had to go to Asia, then he had to come back. I think his team is exhausted. And that is my guess for an amateur hour that's going on right now, because I don't think it's anything other than amateur hour, and I'm kind of flummoxed by what I'm seeing coming out of the White House in the last couple of weeks, because it's deeply uncharacteristic of the president. And in turn, the president's frustrations have been reflected on his social media tirades about the Supreme Court and tariffs and the seditious six, whatever you want to call them. That's what the White House term is called them. In fact, I looked at the rapid response team from the White House, and essentially all day they have been tweeting out about the seditious six, they call them, the members of Congress. That's about the only issue they're covering right now. You've got members of Congress who are in open revolt, threatening to quit early and hand the House to the Democrats. The president came out with a statement that he wanted to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies. Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, then had to go to the president's team and convey to them that there was no support among the Republicans in the House to get those subsidies passed, so the president's having to rework it. I think the president's team may be exhausted. He's worn down. He has been hard charging, and I think they need a break. That's my guess. Let's just consider the evidence here. Consider the evidence. First is the health care subsidy. All of this stuff has happened in the past week or so. Healthcare subsidy. White House says the president wants to extend the Affordable Care Act subsidies to insurance companies to help lower costs for Americans. Never checked with members of Congress, and there's no support from the members of Congress to get it done. Why did the president get out over his skis on this? Well, he had to be advised by people in the White House that he could get this done. Remember, in the White House, now we have the series of stories that have come out that a growing number of Republicans in Congress are increasingly frustrated that they're being taken for granted. And some of you think, well, your job is to do what Donald Trump wants. And you may think that, but it's not really true. We're not a parliamentary democracy. The executive branch and the legislative branch are separate, and they get some input. And the president's team has run roughshod over him now for 10 months. And suddenly you go through this November election, Republicans had it in their head that the Democrats were so battered, broken, and bruised, there's no way they could recover. And suddenly, not only did the Democrats come out on tops, but the polling realigns, and it looks like next year's going to be a bloodbath. And all these Republicans are like, well, what did we do this for? So you get that. Then you get the additional scenario of Marjorie Taylor Greene deciding to quit, lowering the House majority. And the stories come out about the other Republicans are ready to quit. And why? It's because they're getting beat up. They're getting battered. There's no thanks. It's not a great job. The White House is giving them nothing. None of them can take credit for grants in their districts. None of them can get agencies to respond to their phone calls. The executive branch agencies treat them like dirt, even though they're members of Congress. They're not used to a level of disrespect coming from their own side. They're used to it from the other side. They're just not used to it from their own side. And so you got these guys they're just ready to quit and hand it over to Hakeem Jeffries. And that's a people management issue. And when you're running hard and you're charging fast, you sometimes forget the care and feeding of those you need to make things work. The congressional relationships really matter if the president wants to get his agenda, and they really matter if the president doesn't want Hakeem Jeffries to become speaker before the election. Then there's the Mark Kelly matter. Again, the White House's rapid response team this morning, the only thing they're really pushing out is the seditious six. They're running, they're retweeting videos of people who are blasting the so-called seditious six, Mark Kelly and the others. And you got the Defense Department coming out and saying you gotta prosecute, investigate Mark Kelly. You might prosecute him. The death penalty is a possibility in the prosecution. This is stupid. I don't care if you think Mark Kelly broke the law. I don't really care, because this is politics. Everything in D.C. is politics. You can say that everything should be prosecuted, but you don't really believe that because you didn't want Donald Trump prosecuted. If no one's above the law, then Donald Trump and the classified documents, I've got some friends say, no, he was president. He could unclassify documents if he wanted, but there's a process, and it's an untested area of law. So the prosecution of Donald Trump was legitimate because the area of law was untested, but they should not have prosecuted him. They genuinely should never have prosecuted Donald Trump, and the Republicans should not even attempt to prosecute Mark Kelly. Why? Whether you think he did something wrong or not, good luck finding a judge in the District of Columbia and a jury in the District of Columbia that's been engaged regularly in nullification of prosecutions. Good luck finding one of them to convict Mark Kelly. You know what you do in the process is you make him a hero. Look at Donald Trump getting prosecuted by the Biden administration. They helped Donald Trump get elected. Ron DeSantis was ahead of Donald Trump in repeated polling in the run-up to 2024 until they indicted Trump, and suddenly Donald Trump got so far ahead in the polling, no one was ever going to top him. The prosecutions of Donald Trump made Donald Trump a martyr to a cause and rallied people to him. In the same way now, Mark Kelly is sending out fundraising appeals. The money that he's raking in is an insane amount of money in a very quick time. He's getting very sympathetic profiles. Gavin Newsom wishes he could get the president to threaten to indict him. I mean, we were headed down the road, and I couldn't believe it myself, to a Gavin Newsom consolidated Democratic base of support against Donald Trump. And suddenly Gavin Newsom is out the door and Mark Kelly walks in, someone who's perceived, rightly or wrongly, as more moderate. He's got a sympathetic profile as someone who went to war, astronaut, married to Gabby Giffords, who was nearly politically assassinated by a nut job. And now the Trump team has elevated him. And by the way, and again, none of this is Donald Trump. It's the team around him. I think they're exhausted. They're making big mistakes. And then there's the judicial vacancies. There are at least 18 district court vacancies that have been vacant for multiple months. The president has expressed his contempt for the Federalist Society, but that's where you go to get conservative judges. There is no other organization out there. And by the way, the Conservative Federalist Society judges are the ones that are continuing to give Donald Trump wins repeatedly, pushing back against these progressive federal judge picks. The courts of appeals are overwhelmingly made up of Federalist Society members who are aiding and abetting the President of the United States in pushing back against the progressives. But because of the president's skepticism voiced publicly of the Federalist Society, his judicial vetting team is behind, and we risk leaving seats open for Democrats. If the Democrats take back the Senate next year, they're not going to fill these seats. There are 18, and they're all in red states. So it's not like Democrats even have a veto. It's not like they can object with the blue slip and slow it down. These are 18 seats in 9 red states. Ohio, Florida, Texas in particular have a number of open seats. They've been open for months on end. There hasn't been a single nomination. This is like the Lindsey Halligan nomination for the Eastern District of Virginia. They screwed that up. It took so long to appoint her. Judges intervened and picked someone else based on a statute. The president says, no, it's my right to do it. He picks her. And now the Comey and Letitia James cases have been thrown out because the Trump team screwed up the process of picking the U.S. attorney. And then there's the Ukraine deal. It was rushed through sight unseen, surprised the president and Marco Rubio. Rubio's been scrambling to improve the deal, working with U.S. allies. It looks like Ukraine is willing to accept the framework from the Rubio deal. The U.S. is meeting the Russians today. It was supposed to be secret, but someone on the American side leaked that they were meeting, and now it's all over the headlines. They're meeting in Abu Dhabi. I think they need Thanksgiving break. I think they are exhausted. I think they're worn out. And I think they need a break. But sometimes there's no downtime. Sometimes you got to stay with it. And I know they've got to be exhausted. Donald Trump is exhausting to cover. I sit behind a microphone 3 hours a day. And I'm exhausted talking about Donald Trump. I'm exhausted from the coverage. His team has got to be worn out. There's never downtime. He takes these foreign trips. He's up the whole time. He keeps them up talking. They've got to be exhausted. They need rest. But, there are times where you just can't rest, and you've got to be on your A game. And I got to say, I think a lot of these guys are acting like whatever is happening on Twitter is reality, and it's not. Winning the fight against Mark Kelly on Twitter only elevates Mark Kelly. Getting a bunch of people on Twitter to decide that extending the health care subsidies for Obamacare is a good thing, that doesn't play with Republican members of Congress. Attacking Republican members of Congress for not being sufficiently loyal doesn't help your cause. And it's not Trump, it's the people around him. And they've taken to bullying people who disagree. They've taken to bullying members of Congress. I think they're exhausted. It has converted into just trying to bully people into getting their way. I don't know whether Susie Wiles or the president or somebody can intervene, but someone needs to intervene and just let these people rest and reset. They need the rest. They need the reset. They need to slow it down. They're beginning to make costly mistakes that can undermine this president's presidency. And the foregone conclusion at this point from too many of these people is that the House is going to go to the Democrats, and they're beginning to operate like it. And that's a self-defeating proposition. When you already think you're going to lose, guess what? You tend to lose. They're not operating from a position where they think they're going to win, and that's going to compromise everything.
Have something to say? 1-877-97-ERIC. That's 1-877-973-7425.
1220 Corday Carrier, WSB Traffic Center. Crash still working in Ackworth. Cars off the roadway, 75 northbound, Highway 92. It's on the left and right shoulder right now. All lanes are open, but still slow behind it out of Kennesaw. Just found new trouble in the Midtown. Crash in the right lane of the 85 south ramp to I-75 north, jamming up that ride from Georgia 400. Traffic brought to you by ChumbaCasino.com. With over 100 online casino-style games, Chumba Casino is your destination for nonstop entertainment. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 21 plus. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This holiday could be 100 times brighter just by listening to 95.5 WSB.
Because we have the WSB Turkey Day Payday.
Listen to 95.5 WSB all Thanksgiving Day. Every hour, 9 a.m. through 6 p.m. You could win a $100 Publix gift card.
Listen for the keyword each hour.
You'll have until the end of that hour to enter the keyword at WSBradio.com or on the WSB app. One lucky winner every hour gets a $100 Publix gift card.
The WSB Turkey Day Payday.
From Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Your first chance to win is Thanksgiving morning at 9 a.m. on 95.5 WSB.
It's Eric, and I love my hot tub from the Georgia Spa Company. I sat outside. It was like 43, 44 degrees outside. It was over 100 degrees in my hot tub, and the meteor shower in my backyard, it was crazy. Sat out there with the lights off. It was so relaxing. I watched the football game, turned it off, then watched the meteor shower. You can have that sort of relaxing in your backyard. They've got right now the Black Friday sale happening. You get hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, even the cold plunges that are all the rage these days. They're all great discounts, the best discounts of the year to get you relaxing and healthy. GeorgiaSpaCompany.com is the website. They've got 9 locations. Find the one nearest to you. You're not going to find sales better than this anywhere. Georgia Spa Company, the Black Friday sale, it's happening right now. Get savings, get relaxing, get healthy with the Georgia Spa Company. From those cold plunges to the hot tubs to the swim spas, great savings right now. GeorgiaSpaCompany.com.
Don't delay peace of mind. At Ace Hardware Home Services, we make it easier to upgrade your heating, cooling, or plumbing with flexible financing options. Whether it's a new HVAC system or a major plumbing job, our licensed pros get the job done right with payment plans to fit your budget. Call 770-233-7787 or visit acehardwarehomeservices.com to schedule your free estimate. Ace Hardware Home Services, bringing helpful to your home.
As we all start to ponder the things we're thankful for, how about sparing a thought for your faithful garage door? Protecting your car from the wind and rain, standing guard against hurricanes and pelican poop. If crazy Uncle Mick ruins yet another dinner being overly thankful to a bottle of cheap hooch, how about you thank the hard-working garage door who's always there for you? Drive in and drive out. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. We can help you show some love by keeping your garage door healthy and happy. Clean and lubricate the tracks and rollers, or repair some old damage that gets on your nerves. And your door will stay loyal for years to come. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and treat him nicer than Uncle Mick.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter. Make every drive home unforgettable in a brand new Lexus. The December to Remember sales event is on now at Butler Lexus South Atlanta. Butler Lexus South Atlanta, the standard of amazing.
Welcome to Coffee House. How are you today?
Hi, great, thanks. May I get a sea salt caramel latte with almond milk, extra caramel, extra shot, iced,
Gross.
And to go, please. Did you get all that?
No, I was just ringing you up for all the extras. Can you repeat your order, please?
Oh, never mind. I'm just gonna go.
Stop paying extra for extras. Get fancy coffee without the fancy coffee price at Quick Trip. Raise your coffee bar.
I'm Channel 2's Lori Wilson.
I'm Fred Blankenship. Channel 2 Extra News this morning is the best place to be for breaking news.
So much is happening, and we're on it. Our reporters are the first to know in your community, bringing you fresh information, the best video.
We know you depend on us. It's why we're everywhere live to prepare you for the day ahead.
In the morning, see what's new.
Don't miss a day. Join us. Channel 2 Action News this morning, 4:30 to 7.
Even good people can find themselves in a bad situation. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. If you've got a DUI problem, you need George Stein. He literally wrote the book on DUI defense in Georgia. Go to georgestein.com.
Your non-stop news source. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Welcome. The phone number is 877-973-7425. Should you wish to be on the program, we got to go to the President of the United States. Donald Trump has pardoned the turkeys. This is him at the White House.
The turkeys being pardoned today go by the names of Gobble and Waddle. When I first saw their pictures, I thought we should send them, I shouldn't say this. I was going to call them Chuck and Nancy. But then I realized I wouldn't be pardoning them. I would never pardon those two people. I wouldn't pardon them. I wouldn't care what Melania told me. Darling, I think it would be a nice thing to do. I won't do it, darling.
So I personally think for all of the norm shattering that this president is engaged in, I mean, he should send both turkeys to the Axeman. I mean, we got a supply problem. I mean, send the turkeys off. I think the turkey pardon ceremony, honestly, is the dumbest thing that presidents are asked to do. I know some of you can disagree. You love to see the turkeys pardoned. You're not. I pity the fool who is emotionally invested in the pardoning of two turkeys at the White House. If I were president, I don't know that I'd even do it. I'm not pardoning turkeys. That's a stupid idea. I've got important things to do. But every president, they pardon the turkeys, and I wouldn't do it. I pluck them and smoke them. Gun them, pluck them, smoke them. That they would be delicious. So these are giant turkeys. You know, you get the giant turkeys, and they're too tough. I sure hope, by the way, yours are thawing out. I checked mine, put them in the refrigerator on Thursday. They're still a little firm. We got another day before I need them. You need to make sure your turkeys are thawed out, people. Don't, whatever you do, please, for the love of God, do not put a frozen turkey in a fryer. Please, that disaster awaits you if you do. Old Glory Bank could be your bank. If your relationship with your current bank is problematic, well, Old Glory Bank, they'd love to take your business. If you're a business, they have great business opportunities for you, from lending programs to checking. I've got a no-interest checking and savings account. There are no fees, but there's no interest. They have interest-bearing accounts with fees. They would love to have you. You can go to oldglorybank.com/Eric today. Started by a group of conservatives out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Old Glory Bank is spread nationwide. It's an online bank, but they figured out how you can deposit cash at 88,000 retail locations around the country. They have a great app, a great bill pay system. They put a lot of thought into their technology, which makes them really good. oldglorybank.com/Eric. oldglorybank.com/ERICK. Old Glory Bank would love to have you. If you got questions, go check them out there. If you're a veteran, first responder, active duty military, they have really great discounts for you. Loans, CDs, they're a full-service bank. oldglorybank.com/Eric. oldglorybank.com/ERICK. Check them out today. Find a bank by conservatives for conservatives. The fastest-growing bank in the country. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Terms and conditions apply.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 12:30. Good afternoon. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by Jim Ellis Automotive. Most of the Gainesville High School football players suspended for an on-field brawl will still have to sit out this week's playoff game against Langston Hughes. The Georgia High School Association upholding the suspensions of 35 of the 39 players, despite an impassioned plea from Gainesville Athletic Director Adam Lindsay at a hearing earlier today.
I understand that there's a bylaw. I understand you feel like maybe you got to stick to your guns, set a precedent, but this is a chance for you to set a precedent too. Also, hey, this wasn't right.
Now, among the 4 defensive players who had their suspensions lifted is 5-star linebacker Xavier Griffin. All right, your weather for today, we had a line of storms move through this morning, and WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says we're going to get a second round later on this afternoon and evening. She says some of those storms could be severe with damaging winds being the main impact. It's going to be warm this afternoon, though, with a high of 75. Overnight lows 55, and then rain moves out, but cooler temperatures move in as you get ready for Thanksgiving. More than half a dozen Georgians are charged in taking part in a scheme to sell counterfeit items online. It's a story that's all new here at 12:30. The group ran 3 private Facebook groups with thousands of followers online. Customers could buy counterfeit items. One was Michelle's private group, which was the largest of the 3. The two other groups were called Susie's Pretty Things and Danielle's private group. They were selling a long list of fake brands, names like Louis Vuitton, Versace, Hermes, and Cartier. 7 people in all have been indicted. Let's take a look at the market, see how your investments are working for you. The Dow is currently in positive territory, up 560 at 47,008. So the Dow is up more than a full percent. NASDAQ is up slightly, and the S&P is also in positive territory. It's up right now more than 0.5%. It's 12:30. Stay close. We'll have live team coverage of traffic and weather coming your way next.
I know this is out there, but I want to promote this. They're having the cyber sale at Omaha Steaks right now. We talk about the burgers, we talk about the steaks, we talk about the chicken, the seafood. They have an incredible supply chain for really fresh seafood from around the world at Omaha Steaks. And I take advantage of it for shrimp a lot. They've also got great crab legs. They've got incredible fish selections. All you have to do, check that out. Plus, don't forget the steaks, the pork chops, the chicken, the caramel apple tartlets. It's all so good. And right now, listen to this. They're doing their cyber sale, so you get 50% off site-wide. You get an extra 20% off select favorites at omahasteaks.com. And with all the great deals of the season, you put in the promo code ERICK, E-R-I-C-K, my name, at checkout. You get an extra $35 off. Terms apply. See site for detail. omahasteaks.com. 50% off site-wide, 20% off select favorites. Use promo code ERICK at checkout for an extra $35 off. omahasteaks.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
It's happening, guys. Your hair's thinning, the crown's disappearing. Hair loss might have you feeling you've lost your identity. It's Mark Arum here. Thankfully, there's Advanced Hair Simple One-Day Treatment. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's your own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. I've seen Advanced Hair's incredible results with my own eyes. Get your free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Live team coverage of traffic and weather. Here's Alex Williams.
Crash still working in Ackworth, left and right shoulder, 75 northbound, Highway 92, exit 277. Delays out of Kennesaw, 75 south. Holiday travels got you slow between Stockbridge and McDonough, and definitely a sign of the holidays. 85 north coming up through the airport. You're slow ramping off to get to the domestic terminal. Just lots of traffic trying to get into the airport. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Cloudy skies with scattered rain showers through this afternoon. Monitoring for scattered thunderstorms for tonight, some of which could produce some damaging winds as well as torrential downpours. Today's high is 75, cooling down to the mid-60s for tomorrow afternoon and dropping down into the 30s by Thursday morning.
64 degrees in Brazelton, 69 in Conyers. We'll have more news at 1 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back. It is Eric Erickson here. 877-973-7425 is the phone number. I'm going to be stepping out for the rest of the week because I got a lot of cooking to do tomorrow for Thursday. And so if you want to call in, today's the day to do it. You can also text Eric, E-R-I-C-K, to 33777 to get the show notes, the live stream, the podcast, so much more. Follow me on Instagram over Thanksgiving for all the food pics. I'm sure I'll be cooking. James, I want to go to your phone call next. Welcome to the show, James. How are you?
Hey, Erickson. How you doing? My name is James. I'm a first-time caller. Been listening to you for a couple of years. And I would like to know if you would let me call out my 13th Congressional District Representative, Mr. David Scott of Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
And so here's my thing. I feel like you're on a national platform. I want to know if you would consider promoting term limits throughout the Congress, and I think that's the problem. And I'm calling out David Scott is because I've went to his office, I've wrote him letters, and I just want to ask the one question that's bothering me: what's his stance on term limits? And I'm so frustrated, Eric. I'm a retired soldier, 25 years in service. I just feel like, what's happening in the country, this government shutdown should have never happened because those guys are supposed to be elected to represent our interests. How do you let people go hungry, And I'm just getting to the point where I'm just so frustrated. And I was asking you, would you consider maybe talking to your people and see maybe we should change our...
James, Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, is trying to get a number of states together. Under the Constitution, the way you amend the Constitution is 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate agree, and then 3/4 of the states have to agree. The other way is that 2/3 of the states demand Congress call a constitutional convention, and then 3/4 of the states approve what comes out of it. And DeSantis believes that we're never going to get Congress to agree to it, so let's get 2/3 of the states together to insist on term limits for members of Congress, and Congress can't block that effort. Assuming 3/4 of the states then vote for it, we're in good stead. And I think more than half the states have term limits on state legislatures. Look at David Scott. David Scott, for those of you who don't know, he's a congressman from Georgia. He is long rumored to be in terrible health. There have been allegations about dementia, among other things, for David Scott. Democratic colleagues say he is hardly ever seen anymore. He's in declining health. Everyone in Georgia knows he's in declining health, but he keeps running again. Side note, his voters keep electing him. So, yeah, I'm at this point, for a long time, I thought we need term limits on the staff. The congressmen don't really matter. It's the staff. You do term limits on the congressmen. The staff are going to become more and more powerful, but they already are. So, yeah, let's try to get term limits done. The president is term limited. Term limit the members of Congress. Particularly on the Democratic side, we've got these 80 and 90-year-olds hanging around. And in the Senate, they're all geriatrics. So do some meaningful reform. Term limits perhaps is it. Roll over. But I'll tell you something else we have to do, in all honesty. Some of you aren't going to like it. We need to expand the House of Representatives to 1,000 members and pay them more. You don't like this idea, I know. Let me talk to you about it. If you feel like Washington is broken, and to a degree it is, although remember, gridlock is a feature, not a bug of our system. It's difficult to get things done in Washington. The founders wanted it to be difficult. You can get things done at the state level. I say, why not try term limits? But also, I think the House of Representatives should be expanded to 1,000 members, and we need to pay them more. We continue to put more and more restrictions on members of Congress's ability to make money, and then we don't pay them much of anything. And so only the wealthy can get there, and if not the wealthy, the people who are willing to be corrupt. We have insider trading scandals in Congress because they're trying to make ends meet. They're traveling back and forth to Washington, D.C. They're there a lot. They do a thankless job. Nobody likes Congress. Pay them more to incentivize a better class of people running for Congress. If you paid them $250,000 instead of the $100,000 they get, you'd incentivize more people thinking, you know what, I can leave my job behind and run for Congress and not punish my family. Otherwise, what you get when you're paying them what we're paying them right now, less than $200,000 a year, I believe it is, only the really rich, the well-off, the retired can make a habit of it, and so you're losing people in your community. But then that's the other thing. When the Congress was originally started and we had representation in the House of Representatives, it was easy to know your member of Congress. Now every member of Congress represents about 750,000 people. We need more congressmen, so each congressman represents a smaller number of people, and we all know our congressmen. I don't care about the senators. 2 per state, that's the way it was designed. They represent the states, not the people. But when you've got representatives who represent massive numbers of people, in many cases spread across large geographic areas, you can't know your congressman, and they're far more beholden to special interests than they are you. When you know your member of Congress and your member of Congress knows you, your ideas are far more likely to be represented in Washington, D.C., instead of the special interests who claim to represent you. Your congressman is supposed to represent you. Right now, special interests represent you because no congressman can get to know every person in his district because his districts are so large and so populated. You know, one of the original ideas in the Constitution that they rejected was to automatically increase the Congress over time. And I read somewhere, don't hold me to it, but I think that we would have like 8,000 members of Congress now from the House of Representatives. Had that rule been placed in the Constitution, they rejected it, but we should have at least 1,000. That would lower the number of people each congressman represents. He's more likely to know them and their concerns. Makes it much harder for special interests to game the system when you have 1,000 of them instead of 435 of them. Maybe raise it to 2,000. I don't know. But, you know, you'd have to build new buildings, hire more staff. It would become more expensive. It would. But I definitely think that there's an expense that we, the people, need to pay to get better representation, because right now we have anonymous people you hardly ever see who don't really have roots in their community anymore, who have to be well off because of the salary, or they got to be corrupt out of the gate. You want real reform in Congress? You don't need a constitutional amendment to add the number of seats in the House. And you're like, oh, we hate Congress. Why do we want more of them? Because we need members who are actually representative in the House of Representatives. And very few of our representatives are representative of the people of their district anymore, because the area and the population is so large. They're far more beholden to special interests, and also they're more likely to be led by leadership. They're overworked, they're underpaid. I actually am sympathetic to that issue, because I want a better class of people in Congress, and you can't get a better class of people when you're not willing to pony up and incentivize the local doctor or the local lawyer or the local pastor or the local school teacher giving up their job to run for Congress, and it not being a financial burden on their families for them to do it. So you got a bunch of old retirees, you got a bunch of wealthy people, and you have a bunch of people who are funded by special interests. You don't have a lot of people who are of the people for the people. You got a lot of people pretending to be of the people and for the people now. And it's real hard to get congressmen who are of the people and for the people. When you've got 435 of them, they're not well paid, and they're completely unrepresentative of the people they represent these days. That's real reform, and I know I'm in the minority, and I know everybody hates the idea, but I do believe I'm right on this one. Now, back to the phones. I want to go to Ed. Welcome to the show, Ed. How are you?
I'm just fine, Eric, and I appreciate your comments, and I respect your comments about 1,000 congressmen, but I'll just point out that we have thousands of congressmen, but they're in our state legislatures. And the problem here is it's not that we have not enough legislators in Congress. The problem is that Congress has too much money that it spends piled up in one place.
Look, I think that's a fair point, but also, I mean, we do have a massive federal government with very little legislative oversight because of the reduced number of them. If Congress is willing to do less, then yeah, we don't need more than 435. But I don't sense that the public has an appetite for Congress to do less than it's doing. I do wish that we would also get rid of the direct election of senators and go back to the state legislative appointment of senators, so we actually have real state representation in Washington.
Man, I'm all with you on that Senate thing. That is one of the most significant emasculations of state legislatures I know of in the past century.
Yes. Yeah, and by the way, it's worth pointing out, it was the progressive left out of Wisconsin in the early 1900s that came up with that idea. They, by the way, also were not fans of expanding Congress. But, to Ed's point, we do have a lot of state legislators, but they've got their own areas that they legislate in. Congress has Article 1, Section 8. They've got, 16, 17 areas they represent, and they do things in. Their area of expertise and their governing portfolio has expanded just by the nature of the growth of the country. I think we need more of them. I really do. I don't like to come out on that idea because I'm not a big government guy, but I think you actually want to shrink the government. You need more members of Congress there to hold the government accountable and be way more representative of you than a special interest. How many of you actually do know your member of Congress? In the early republic, everybody knew their member of Congress. Do you? I do because of my position, but I bet most of you have never encountered your member of Congress. They've never knocked on your door. They've never asked directly for your vote. You've never been to one of their town halls. It's harder and harder to know your member of Congress. And they're supposed to be representative of you. How can they represent you when you don't even know them? That's the problem. It's like the affordability issue. We talk a lot about affordability. By the way, J.D. Vance and I had an interaction on Twitter. I like the vice president. We have a cordial relationship. I really do disagree with him. He thinks I'm too focused on Ukraine. And as I replied to him in a tweet yesterday, I said, I spend way more time talking about affordability than I do Ukraine. He put up a tweet, and let me just read you his tweet. It's in the show notes, at the top of the show notes, the whole exchange. If you text Eric to 33777, the very first thing is a link. I've invited him on the show. He says he's going to come back. He put this up. After 4 years of house prices doubling and in some areas tripling, many young people feel priced out of the American dream of homeownership. A welfare fraud scandal in Minnesota reveals that large numbers of new arrivals aren't assimilating and are funneling our tax dollars to literal terrorist groups. An innocent woman was set on fire in Chicago as the mayor resists federal law enforcement resources to bring peace to one of our great cities. The Obamacare insurance system is buckling under its own weight. The country's $38 trillion in debt. Our administration is working hard on addressing all these problems, but you know what really fires up the Beltway GOP? Not any of the above. Instead, the political class is really angry that Trump administration may finally bring a 4-year conflict in Eastern Europe to a close. I'm not even talking about the substance of their views. Much of what these people have said about the Ukraine war has been proven wrong, but whatever, we can agree to disagree. But the level of passion over this one issue, when your own country has serious problems, is bonkers. It disgusts me. Show some passion for your own country. Now, I replied to him and said, this is Jimmy Carter-esque. The vice president seems to think we can't deal with foreign policy and domestic policy, and he challenged me, told him, come on the show. He says he's willing to come on the show, have a good conversation about this. It all bothers me. I just think he's engaged in a little rhetorical sleight of hand where essentially his position is, either you give J.D. Vance his way on Ukraine or you don't care about domestic issues. I care greatly about these issues and have talked about every single one of the ones he listed, but I've also talked about how bad the Ukraine deal is. Marco Rubio has improved it. We do have problems, but also, as I pointed out, the president and J.D. Vance have backed tariffs, which have directly contributed to increases in prices in this country. We do have real problems in the country. All of these things I've talked about. But this sort of rhetorical device of, if you don't give me what I want on Ukraine, all you care about is Ukraine and not these domestic issues, I think is a rhetorical sleight of hand to distract from the fact that actually we do care about these issues. But unless the president of the United States and his team are willing to advance public policy to solve them, they're not going to be solved. And the public policy they've advanced is tariffs, which have raised the price of aluminum and steel and lumber for houses. It's raised the price of consumer goods. It's restricted and repressed wage growth. These are real problems that are related to it. The problem with the affordability crisis, though, is that it's much more multifaceted. Is there a problem with houses? Yes. Is there a problem with wages? Yes. But they're not actually the same thing. There are problems causing wages to not keep up with inflation, tariffs. There are problems causing the home value problems, supply, demands, tariffs, other things. It's more complicated than that. We do need to have conversations, but nobody in Washington seems to want to have conversations. And by the way, I would note it's the administration itself that advanced this Ukraine plan that members of Congress don't like and that Marco Rubio himself doesn't like, and has been working behind the scenes to change. We got to deal with all of it, and say we can't deal with one unless we deal with the other. I think we need to deal with both and care about both foreign policy and domestic policy. I'm looking forward to the vice president coming on the show to talk about all this.
Honest.
Putting your trust in me to tell you what's going on.
Transparent.
I need you to know this from the bottom of my heart.
Giving you the information without the noise.
My job isn't to tell you what you want to hear, it's to tell you the truth.
It's the Erick Erickson Show.
1251, Cool Day Carrier Traffic Center. Still got this crash cleanup in Ackworth. Right now, they're holding the right lane, 75 northbound, Highway 92, exit 277, keeping the ride slow as you head up through Kennesaw into Ackworth. Elsewhere on the south side, that's holiday travel, 75 southbound. Those delays stretch from Mount Zion Boulevard down to Hudson Bridge Road. Some northbound delays out of Locust Grove as you head up through McDonough. Traffic brought to you by Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. Fentanyl hides in places you wouldn't expect. Your meds, a friend's pill, anywhere. If it's not from a pharmacy, test it first. One strip could save your life. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
Chris Chandler here from Atlanta's Morning News, hoping with Paws Atlanta to find a home for our dog of the month, Hawaiian Roll. That's his name. About two, a mystery mix, can shake your hand already, perfect for any family, and he is looking for a new one. Meet him at WSBRadio.com/dog. Our sponsor, Finley Roofing, will pay the adoption fees. WSBRadio.com/dog.
Hey, it's Erick Erickson here. You've heard me talk about David Nicholas and the team at Nicholas Wealth Management, and I'll tell you what, I'm not just talking about them. I actually am a client. I've got an account with Nicholas Wealth Management. Look, retirement planning today isn't what it used to be. You got to deal with inflation, taxes, market volatility. You can't just hope things work out. You need a real plan. That's why I turned to David Nicholas. David's a weekly guest on Stuart Varney's show on Fox Business. He hosts a 1-hour show every week right here, Saturday at 6 p.m. He and his team focus on helping people get to what they call the sweet spot in retirement, where you have enough income to live comfortably, invest wisely, and enjoy the next chapter of life with confidence. Now, here's the thing. The earlier you start planning, I wish I knew this, the earlier you start planning, the better off you may be. So take the first step today. Call Nicholas Wealth Management. Schedule your free, no-obligation retirement analysis. You'll sit down with an advisor with a fiduciary duty who puts your interests first, reviews your goals, and helps you build a clear plan for retirement, so you can focus on what matters most. Call 678-990-8500. That's 678-990-8500 or nicholaswealth.com. That's NICHOLAS wealth.com to schedule your free analysis today.
Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm that uses a variety of different investment strategies. Erick Erickson is paid $450 a week for his testimonial. No endorsement of Nicholas Wealth Management from Fox or Stuart Varney is stated or implied.
Hey guys, are you striking out in the bedroom? Because pills like Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra just don't work anymore. Here's how Choice Men's Health is solving PE and ED issues. Meet Dr. Katz, the expert in men's health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Choice Men's Health offers safe, custom-blended medications designed to fit your needs. There is no pain or surgery. It doesn't matter how old you are or if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues. Not a problem. It's safe and affordable for everyone. You'll see results in 15 minutes guaranteed, or you don't pay anything. Solve the problem of ED and PE now.
For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are free. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170 to claim your initial consultation and first treatment for free. Call Choice Men's Health now, 404-400-1170.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. If you're planning to propose this holiday, we're ready to make creating your engagement ring a warm, welcoming experience. At Shane Company, we're all about your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. Explore the widest selection of diamonds and ring settings ready for you to see in person, or visit us at shaneco.com. You'll have your ring in days, not weeks. Our friendly jewelry consultants don't work on commission. There's never any pressure, just perfect proposals. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Get the podcast, live stream, email, and social media links by texting Eric to 33777 now.
Welcome. It is Eric Erickson here, 877-973-7425. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. A University of Georgia football player was arrested on Sunday on charges of fleeing and eluding a police officer and reckless driving. Police said it all started from a traffic stop in downtown Commerce, Georgia, turning into two high-speed pursuits topping 100 miles an hour on Sunday, after an officer attempted to pull over a driver who ran a stop sign. Commerce Police released an unofficial report where they said that the officer was speaking with the driver, later identified as the mother of the primary suspect, when another vehicle blew past at more than 100 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone. The officer abandoned the initial stop and attempted to catch the speeding vehicle, driven by Nyler Daniels. Daniels continued through a series of roads as the chase intensified. It appears that he was trying to get them away from giving his mother a ticket. My goodness. What a bizarre story. The University of Georgia keeps just outshining itself with the driving habits of its. Y'all from the north, come on down to the SEC. We teach you defensive driving techniques. Goodness gracious. My goodness. Let me tell you about the Eden Pure Thunderstorm. You can get 3 of them and save $200 at EdenPureDeals.com. You'll get all 3 of them for less than $200. You go to EdenPureDeals.com, put in the discount code ERIC3, ERICK3. At EdenPureDeals.com. You get 3 of them. They're air purifiers, so they get rid of dust and pollen, all that stuff. They kill 99.9% of bacteria and viruses. And then where they really shine is odor elimination. They generate ozone, and it simply positively wipes out the odors. You go to EdenPureDeals.com. The discount code is ERIC3, ERICK3 at EdenPureDeals.com. You get 3 for less than $200, saving $200.
More local news.
Atlanta's airport's bracing for record-breaking crowds. Apparent murder in the Grant Park area.
More traffic.
A crash in the Cobb Cloverleaf.
One crash on I-20 westbound.
You're on and off the brakes beginning at University.
More weather.
Looking at rotation that is near the city of Brooks. Thunderstorm is capable of producing a quick spin-up tornado.
Atlanta's Morning News.
Governor Kemp reacting to that tariff pause.
Tomorrow morning at 5.
Wake up with 95.5 WSB. How Atlanta starts its day.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
News
weather.
Traffic. 95.5 WSB. Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 1 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Sabrina Cupid. Our top local story.
That's why we're on the appeal today. And if you got a heart and you know right from wrong, you know this is wrong. This is wrong. I don't understand what you expect kids to do.
Following an emotional appeal there, the Georgia High School Association has lifted the suspensions of just 4 of 39 Gainesville High School football players after an on-field brawl.
It's a massive blow to Gainesville's chances at a state championship. They'll be missing nearly half of their roster for Friday's playoff showdown with top-ranked Langston Hughes. In a 9-1 vote, the GHSA lists the suspensions of 4 defensive players, including 5-star linebacker Xavier Griffin. 35 players will remain sidelined after a brawl in last week's playoff game against Brunswick. Among those defending Gainesville's appeal to the GHSA was the Brunswick High athletic director, who took responsibility for the fight. Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
We had some storms earlier today. We have a second round expected this afternoon and evening, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Still going to be warm, though, today. Highs around 75. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast straight ahead. Formal search operations have been called off now for 67-year-old Charles Hush. He's the law professor who'd been missing for nearly 2 weeks after going for a hike at Blood Mountain. Surveillance video capturing his image at a nearby store, but he has not been seen since. 2 people indicted on racketeering and theft by receiving charges, according to the Attorney General's Organized Retail Crime Unit. 32-year-old Ivan Robert Stewart of Atlanta, who previously worked for UPS, stole packages of T-Mobile phones and accessories from Metro Atlanta UPS hub. He then is alleged to have transferred several of those stolen packages to 28-year-old Charlene Gatlin of Snellville, who delivered the items to other unindicted co-conspirators. From April to September of this year, the 2 allegedly stole more than $130,000 worth of T-Mobile property. Well, there may be dogs in yellow jackets fighting on the field come Friday, but most of the time, they're more concerned about working together than competing on the field.
Georgia Tech and the University of Georgia are engineering healthcare through research that's saving and improving life for all people in the state. Chris King leads research at UGA and says the 2 schools are working on innovative projects.
They're looking at things like bone repair, and regenerative healing, and even things like real-time cancer insights.
King says along with Amory and Morehouse, they're creating a playbook for local health care that connects research with real community needs. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Now let's look at your money as we take a look at Wall Street. The Dow's up 556 at 47,005. So the Dow's up more than a full percent. NASDAQ also in positive territory. The S&P's also in the green. It's up more than 0.5% here at 103.
It's my favorite time of year. I love spending time with family, enjoying delicious, nutritious food and bread. That's right, real bread, not that enriched stuff you see on the grocery shelves. This is Sue from Bread Beckers in Woodstock with Sue's Healthy Minute. My family and I were blown away from the health benefits of making real bread from freshly milled whole grains. After more than 30 years in business, we are more than a kitchen store. We are a real food store where you can get everything you need to make real bread for your family. Come to the Bread Beckers store in Woodstock this holiday season. We offer a complete line of grains, beans, sweeteners, and other whole foods, and check out our top-of-the-line kitchen equipment, including grain mills, pressure cookers, freeze dryers, and more. Our infused olive oils and vinegars are a huge hit. Our knowledgeable and friendly staff will help you find the perfect gift. Visit breadbeckers.com or our Bread Beckers store in Woodstock.
Painkillers, steroids, ice packs, and gravity chairs. Nothing relieved Abby's back pain. But the answer was right there the whole time.
I've heard the QC Kinetics commercials many times on the radio, and it seemed like all of a sudden, everywhere I went, every store I went into, when I'd get in my car, there was the QC Kinetics commercial. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting the idea. I'm supposed to go and check out and have a consultation.
Patients who have exhausted every means for relief are always welcome at QC Kinetics. In fact, tens of thousands around the country will tell you that QC Kinetics regenerative treatments helped relieve their chronic joint pain without any surgery or harmful drugs.
I feel like a person that's never had back pain, and I have written QC Kinetics and the phone number down on my business card so many times I can't count.
Abby can't stop talking about what QC Kinetics did for her. Now it's your turn. Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026.
Don't delay peace of mind. Ace Hardware Home Services makes it simple to upgrade your heating, cooling, or plumbing with financing that works for your budget. Visit acehardwarehomeservices.com. Ace Hardware Home Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter. Give a gift that moves. The Lexus December to Remember sales event is on now at Butler Lexus South Atlanta. Exceptional offers through January 5th. Butler Lexus South Atlanta, the standard of amazing.
Live team coverage of traffic and weather, Alex Williams.
Hey, Sabrina, still cleaning up this crash on the left and right shoulder in Ackworth. 75 northbound Highway 92, exit 277. Delays back from the 575 area. It's 85 northbound and southbound, also getting a little slow between DeKalb and Norcross. That's between I-285 and Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Cloudy with scattered rain showers through the afternoon, but watching for a line of thunderstorms later tonight. Some of these storms may be capable of producing damaging winds as well as heavy rain. We'll go from the mid-70s this afternoon to the 50s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine drying out but cooling down, high 64, dropping down to the mid-30s by Thursday morning.
We'll have more news at 1:30. Breaking news when it happens. 95.5 WSB.
Greetings, conversationalists. Welcome. It is Eric Erickson here across the United States of America. The phone number is 877-973-7425. Delighted to have you with me. I hope your turkeys are thawing. They need to be. Now, here's what you do if you've forgotten to thaw your turkey. Tomorrow, you fill up your sink in your kitchen with water and you put your turkey in it. And every couple of hours, you drain the water and add fresh water. Don't make it hot water. It needs to be the cool water from the tap, not hot water. Don't use hot water. And in a few hours, your turkey will be thawed, and then you put it in the fridge. But you should have taken your turkey out by now. I want to pause on all the other topics of the day. I actually want to spend a few moments here talking about thankfulness. Before we all head out on the holidays, some of you on the road right now listening to me. In 2006, a few days before Christmas, as many of you know, doctors announced my wife had 6 months to live. She had, they said, a rare form of cancer. It had spread to her lungs. There really wasn't anything that could be done. We had a 1-year-old. And by the way, I'd been told my job was coming to an end the same day that my wife was given 6 months to live with that diagnosis. Thankfully, it was a misdiagnosis. Not only did I keep my job, I kept my wife. 10 years later, in 2016, doctors informed my wife they suspected she had a genetic form of lung cancer. In fact, had she not been misdiagnosed in 2006, they would not have known about her lung cancer in 2016. My wife, in fact, does have stage 4 lung cancer. It's genetic. There's no cure. 9 years ago, she was given 2 years to live, and she's still here. Thankfulness can be a very abstract concept for a lot of us. We're all grateful for things. We're thankful for things. We thank people. Often our gratitude comes from random events, seeming accidents, happy coincidence. We don't often think about a man upstairs guiding our lives, let alone our history. Things happen. We're thankful for dodging bullets, unanswered prayers, answered prayers, the kindness of random strangers, of family, of friends. And then as we become more successful in life, it's oftentimes harder to be thankful for small things. Small things loom large for all of us when we're small and in the small space of life, starting out career before life explodes into family and debt and career, success and income. Then many of the acts of kindness, gratitude, and thankfulness, they shrink in comparison to where we are. A $20 bill is immeasurably larger and a greater act of kindness to a struggling 20-something than a well-off 40-something. It's still an act of kindness. It just seems smaller based on where we are in relation to it. The thankfulness just kind of changes. It's like when we're kids and we go to our grandparents' house and it seems so large and big, and then as we get older, and we go to the same house, how small it seems. Thankfulness is sometimes measured in relation to where we are or how old we are. 2 months ago, my wife fell down the stairs on the way to church. She broke her foot. She was healing from that and wound up getting hospitalized with an illness a month ago. The week after she got out of the hospital, my dad got put in the hospital. I'm very thankful for my sisters and my mom, who are closer to my parents, and my sisters could help take care of them while I tended to my wife. I'm thankful that the doctors were able to help my wife and all the offers to help. I'm really thankful as I get older, honestly, for the prayers of other people than I was when I'm young. Now, I'll pray. It's a Southernism, like bless your heart, and asking how somebody's doing when you're not really interested in the answer. It's what you say, not necessarily what you mean. How are you? That's the new hello. You don't really care how they are. It's just the new hello. Except when I tell people these days I'm praying for them, I mean it, and I'm more appreciative as I get older as people really do it for me. And this last month has been a whirlwind on family health and work and professional growth and setbacks. Friends offer casseroles. Neighbors sometimes want to cover dinner. It's actually far less meaningful now than their heartfelt prayers. I'm thankful for every single one of them. I'm thankful for their meals, their offers to pay for dinner. But I'm actually increasingly, as I get older, thankful for the sacrifice of time to make room in somebody's prayers for me, not just them. We live in extraordinary and bizarre times. We have right now a robot roaming Mars taking pictures. We've got a massive telescope in space beaming back incredible images of the edge of space. Online and on television, we've got clowns performing for our attention, our vote, our support, and they're generating anxiety. They want our clicks, and in exchange, they give us anxiety and existential terrors and maybe a desire to unplug from it all. Why tune in when you can tune out? It's far more pleasant. So thank you for sticking around and listening to me. Thinking and engaging and being grateful and thankful in a civic society is a civic virtue, and it's necessary. When we do it, we should at least consider the small things for which we're thankful. The small acts of kindness, the random events that just happen, and we thank God for them. I'm thankful for the surprises in life that make me appreciate a life still with my wife. Don't forget to be thankful this holiday season. Don't forget to say thank you to people. We all have so much to be thankful for. I am thankful for all of you listening. I'm thankful for the radio stations that have put me on, for the people who have given me a chance to prove myself on radio. I'm thankful for an extraordinary team around me who's able to get me on the radio and keep me going, guide me, and sometimes tell me when I'm off my game. And I am thankful to live in this country. There is a growing movement in this country to not be grateful for this country. As my friend Rush Limbaugh pointed out many times over the years on his own program, when the Pilgrims first came over here in 1619 or so, they nearly starved to death. We don't really know what happened to the ones in Roanoke. The ones who landed in Plymouth, they nearly starved to death. They were communal farmers. They shared the land together, and they gave us a great lesson in private property rights. It's one of the essential foundational stories of American history, not slavery. You see, the 1619 Project was designed to delegitimize the United States, and it's worked for a lot of people. The real story of the United States is not slaves coming to this country sold by their fellow Africans in 1619 to white people. The real story is what happened up in Plymouth, where the Pilgrims came, and they nearly starved to death. I think it was Winthrop or Witherspoon one who wrote in his diary that actually that the experiment in collective farming failed, nearly wiping them out. And so what the governor of the Massachusetts colony, did was he gave each family a plot of land and told them, you farm it and you take care of yourself. And you store up the produce that you need. And then you give and sell, barter, exchange what extra you have to those who weren't as profitable as you when it came to farming. And guess what? All the families were able to take care of themselves and meet their own needs. They didn't rely on the government. They relied on themselves. They had that great Thanksgiving with the Indians that we all celebrate this Thanksgiving, where the Pilgrims, nearly starved out, had the Indians show them how to farm better, how to hunt better, how to fish better. It was a collaborative effort. And it is one where we could have had a nation that was founded on collectivism, and instead we came to respect private property rights because we saw and were reminded every time individuals were given the land for themselves to do with as they wished, they made better decisions than the collective. It's a quintessential American story, and it's one that a lot of people have tried to debunk, and they can't because we have the diaries of the people who were there. We have the diaries of the governor explaining the dire circumstances. We have the writings of the citizens and how they all nearly starved to death, and what happened when instead they divided the land and each family got land to keep as their own and to farm. We have the great experiment in Oklahoma with the Homestead Act, where they allowed people to go out and take land and set up for their families as we settled the West and expanded this country. The essentiality of private property rights of individuals, of a free market economy. I see now a lot of people, they want to talk about post-liberalism, post-colonialism, colonialism and the like. They're using the language of the left. They're actually using the language of Marx. When they talk about these things, you need to understand that, yes, they are using the language of Marx. When you talk about this stuff, you need to understand what the real truth is, because there's a real hatred for truth, because there's a real hatred for you being thankful for where you are, because there is a real effort on the far right and the far left to undermine the foundational story of this country, because it is necessary for them to do so to rebuild the country in their own image. And part of what you must do to not be dragged into the hate and the contempt for this country is simply to practice basic thankfulness. To be thankful for your family, for your God, for your friends, for your community, and for your nation. Just to be thankful. Be thankful that the pilgrims came over. That be thankful that they nearly failed but didn't, and in the process succeeded. That they embraced each person's individual hard work, this Protestant work ethic that made this country what it is, that we should not abandon. That they were willing to sacrifice. So each generation typically has sacrificed less, though we're in danger of some believing they have to make no sacrifice at all and the country is bad if they have to sacrifice any. No, everyone has had to sacrifice, some more than others. But be thankful for the country. I am very thankful for this country. I am thankful for its founding. I am thankful for the true story of its founding, not the 1619 Project revisionism, not the revisionism of the new right, but the actual story of people coming here to claim freedom, to start again, to build new lives, to embrace the idea of America. Yes, blood and soil, we are a people and a land, but we're also a people founded on an idea. And I'm thankful for that idea, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I am thankful that great men came before us and founded this nation on solid, time-tested, timeless ideas so that we could prosper. And again, I'm thankful for you listening. And I am thankful that I have a life where I still have my wife. And I'll get up on Thursday morning at 4 a.m. and put turkeys on a smoker and then ferry them up to my in-laws for the day. I've got sweet potato pies to make and a few other things to make. I'm thankful I've got a family that'll enjoy it. And I'm thankful that I fell into this job by accident where I can just sit here behind a microphone for a few moments and encourage you to meditate on your thankfulness this week. The small things and the big, they all matter. And to the extent that you can remember to be thankful for the small things and the big things, you can recalibrate your heart away from the anxiety of the times where so many people want to keep you anxious and not have you think about your thankfulness.
Those who love him, listen to find out what he's going to say next. Those who disagree with him, also listen to see what he's going to say next. It's the Erick Erickson Show.
121 Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center. Still watching slow traffic 75 north between Marietta and Acworth. Just waves of volume from Delk Road up toward Highway 92 where the earlier crash cleared downtown. I'm seeing slow delays. 85 southbound starting just south of Georgia 400 as you head down toward North Avenue. And the holiday travel volume continues 75 south in Henry County, leaving Mount Zion Boulevard out of Clayton County down into McDonough. Traffic brought to you by Georgia Aquarium and World of Coca-Cola. Georgia Aquarium and World of Coca-Cola have partnered to give you the best of both worlds, all under one special deal. Get your combo tickets at AtlantaIcons.com. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
All the notifications you need.
This story developing in Marietta.
All the local and breaking news alerts you need.
We're following breaking news in Atlanta.
All in one place.
The 95.5 WSB app.
Download it today.
Hey, it's Erick Erickson here. You've heard me talk about David Nicholas and the team at Nicholas Wealth Management, and I'll tell you what, I'm not just talking about them. I actually am a client. I've got an account with Nicholas Wealth Management. Look, retirement planning today isn't what it used to be. You got to deal with inflation, taxes, market volatility. You can't just hope things work out. You need a real plan. That's why I turned to David Nicholas. David's a weekly guest on Stuart Varney's show on Fox Business. He hosts a 1-hour show every week right here, Saturday at 6 p.m. He and his team focus on helping people get to what they call the sweet spot in retirement, where you have enough income to live comfortably, invest wisely, and enjoy the next chapter of life with confidence. Now, here's the thing. The earlier you start planning, I wish I knew this, the earlier you start planning, the better off you may be. So take the first step today. Call Nicholas Wealth Management. Schedule your free, no-obligation retirement analysis. You'll sit down with an advisor with a fiduciary duty who puts your interests first, reviews your goals, and helps you build a clear plan for retirement. So you can focus on what matters most. Call 678-990-8500. That's 678-990-8500 or nicholaswealth.com. That's NICHOLAS wealth.com to schedule your free analysis today.
Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm that uses a variety of different investment strategies. Erick Erickson is paid $450 a week for his testimonial. No endorsement of Nicholas Wealth Management from Fox or Stuart Varney is stated or implied.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
The holidays are here, friends, so let my friends at Publix help you save money by shopping the buy one, get one deals every week. Hey, it's Mark Aaron back with you. BOGOs galore at your neighborhood Publix supermarkets. Check out the BOGO deals before you shop, by the way. Expert tip. You can find the weekly ad online at Publix.com or in the Publix app. My favorite experience at Publix are the BOGOs. Free item must be of equal or lesser value, of course. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
All the news, weather, and traffic you need. 95.5 WSB.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Get Eric's daily show prep email. Text DATA to 33777 and you'll be in the know.
Hello there, it is Eric Erickson here, 877-973-7425, should you wish to be on the program. Donald, you're going to be up next. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Eric. You're stealing my thunder today. I've been on this whole idea that our House of Representatives has been far undervalued for a long time. Background, I have a degree in history with a concentration in colonial. If you take the 435 number that was originally set, based upon the population of, well, let me revert back. The 1929 Act that set the 435, at that time the population was 123 million. Mm-hmm. Just assuming total population, not who could vote, that would come out to about 300,000 people per representative.
Right.
By today's standards, we should then have about 1,100 representatives. Now, if you go back further to the first colonial census, assuming total population, pushing it up, let's call the total population in 1790 of 4 million. That means we should have somewhere in the neighborhood of 33,000 representatives, which would be a person per 10,000 people.
Yeah.
Which to me is much more manageable than what it is today.
Yeah, it would probably bankrupt us to have that many with the staff and all, but I mean, we're already bankrupt. But, you know, I mean, to your point, and thanks, Donald, for the information, is the members of Congress are called representatives because they're supposed to represent you. And if they have no way of ever knowing you because their districts are too large, well, then we're in the mess we're in. And we don't really have a representative democracy or representative republic in Washington, D.C. because of it. That's the problem. 877-973-7425 is the number. Let me tell you about Americans for Prosperity because they want to get you involved in the process so that you're seen and heard by the representatives who try to avoid you. Down to your local level at school board and local government, the state government, AFP gets you involved in the process. And if nothing else, they just keep you informed on the common sense conservative solutions that are percolating out there that can be advanced in states. Even a number of Democratic states have embraced some good common sense conservative reforms that AFP has put forward, like the REINS Act that reins in the bureaucrats at the state level and the federal level, making state legislatures and Congress have to approve things that would be too super taxing to businesses and individuals from a regulatory level. They've got some great ideas. They'd love to get you involved. They have chapters in just about every state. The website is afpvolunteer.com. I'm on their board of advisors that go around the country doing events for Americans for Prosperity, and I see how they get engaged down to the local level, connecting activists together, helping mobilize the vote in elections, and also shifting public conversations towards common sense policies like school choice and regulatory reform. Go to afpvolunteer.com today. Sign up with Americans for Prosperity. Be engaged in your community for common sense conservative reforms.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 1:30. Good afternoon. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by Ben Hill Renovation. Most of the Gainesville High School football players suspended for an on-field brawl will still have to sit out this week's playoff game against Langston Hughes. The Georgia High School Association upholding the suspension of 35 of the 39 players, despite an impassioned plea from Gainesville football coach Josh Niblett at a hearing today.
I understand that there's a bylaw. I understand you feel like maybe you got to stick to your guns, set a precedent, but this is a chance for you to set a precedent too. Also, hey, this wasn't right.
Now, among the 4 defensive players who had their suspensions lifted is 5-star linebacker Xavier Griffin. We are expecting round 2 of some showers and thunderstorms later this afternoon and evening. Some of those storms could be severe, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Keep it here for updates. More than half a dozen Georgians are charged in taking part in a scheme to sell counterfeit items online. The group ran 3 different private Facebook groups with thousands of followers, tens of thousands. Customers could buy counterfeit items. One was Michelle's private group, which was the largest of the 3. The 2 others were Susie's Pretty Things and Danielle's private group. They were selling a long list of fake brands like Louis Vuitton, Versace, Hermes, and Cartier. 7 people in all have been indicted. More people expected to be on the hunt for deals this week on Black Friday, but Nick Harper reporting this afternoon, according to a new survey, they'll be looking to spend less than they did last year.
The reasons being the continued high cost of living, tariffs pushing up prices, and the general uncertainty about the economy, with a separate survey showing that 2/3 of Americans say they're particularly worried about job security and finances in the coming year.
Deloitte's 2025 holiday retail survey shows that on average, consumers plan to shop during the Black Friday holiday to Cyber Monday period. Expect to spend about $622. That's down 4% from a year ago. It also finds that 2/3 of shoppers will use credit cards or buy now, pay later options to spread out their payments. Overall, 82% of consumers surveyed say that they'll shop over the Black Friday weekend, and that is up from 79% last year. As we take a look at the markets, the Dow is up more than a full percent. NASDAQ's up almost 0.5%, and the S&P is up in the green here at 132. Stay close. Live team coverage of traffic and weather coming up next.
It's Eric, and I love my hot tub from the Georgia Spa Company. I sat outside. It was like 43, 44 degrees outside. It was over 100 degrees in my hot tub, and the meteor shower in my backyard, it was crazy. Sat out there with the lights off. It was so relaxing. I watched the football game, turned it off, then watched the meteor shower. You can have that sort of relaxing in your backyard. They've got right now the Black Friday sale happening. You get hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, even the cold plunges that are all the rage these days. They're all great discounts, the best discounts of the year to get you relaxing and healthy. GeorgiaSpaCompany.com is the website. They've got 9 locations. Find the one nearest to you. You're not going to find sales better than this anywhere. Georgia Spa Company, the Black Friday sale, it's happening right now. Get savings, get relaxing, get healthy with the Georgia Spa Company. From those cold plunges to the hot tubs to the swim spas, great savings right now. GeorgiaSpaCompany.com.
Got a leaky pipe, heating, or cooling issue? Ace Hardware Home Services is around the corner with everything you need to fix it, including the expert to do the fixing. We're not just the helpful hardware folks, we're the helpful home service and repair folks too. From plumbing to heating and cooling, the licensed and insured experts at Ace Hardware Home Services are ready to keep your home running smoothly all year long. Online at acehardwarehomeservices.com or call 770-233-7787.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of a new Kia from Jim Ellis Kia of Kennesaw. During the Season of New Traditions year-end sales event, now is the perfect time to save. Lease the 2026 Kia Sportage LX for just $249 a month at Jim Ellis Kia of Kennesaw. The SUV equipped for every holiday adventure. Plus, enjoy year-end savings on remaining 2025 inventory and exclusive customer cash offers on select EV models. Unwrap the savings on a new Kia this holiday season, including the Kia Sportage for only $249 per month. Find yours at JimEllisKiaOfKennesaw.com or stop by 1221 Auto Park Drive, exit 269 off I-75. Jim Ellis Kia of Kennesaw, where you can always expect the best. Offer applies to 2026 Kia Sportage LX, 24-month lease, $249 per month, 10,000 miles per year, $3,999 due at signing, 0 security deposit. Example stock number JSP 26038, MSRP $31,275. Excludes tax, title, and state fees. Offer expires 11/30/25 with approved credit.
Live team coverage of traffic and weather, Alex Williams.
Holiday travel volume on the south side, Sabrina, 75 southbound delays out of Morrow into Stockbridge. You stay sluggish in McDonough. Northbound stacks in around Locust Grove for the ride up to Jonesboro Road, exit 221 in Henry County. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Scattered rain showers and thunderstorms later this afternoon into this evening. Today's high is 75, lows tonight in the mid-50s.
We'll have more news at 2 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Hello there, welcome. It is Eric Erickson here, 877-973-7425. Let's go to the phones. Mark, you're up next. Welcome to the show.
Thanks. How are you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm good, and I wanted to say I'm thankful that you have your radio show on.
Thank you.
It's very thought provoking, and that you don't hear many like that.
Thanks very much.
What I want to talk to you about today is this ACA or Obamacare tax credits that they've got, and the bills are out for next year. They went up 18%, not 300%, like Schumer was saying, and the premium tax cuts are there, but the enhanced premium tax cuts are going away. And I didn't know anything about them. I was never even offered the enhanced premium tax cuts. But the more I hear about it, and I did some checking into it, it was done during the pandemic. There's no qualifications. They have lucrative subsidies that put the premium to $0 per month. And it seems to me everybody's complaining about this, hadn't paid in 4 years anyhow, but they're saying this is going away and they want to make that permanent. And they all seem to be sports people and are connected to the government some way.
Well, so the actual the premium subsidy, it actually is a direct payment to insurance companies. It's not to you and me, and that payment to the insurance companies covers the rise in healthcare costs that came from COVID. This is part of the problem. Is the Democrats themselves voted to get rid of this subsidy. I'm not making that up. It's not a lie. The Democrats voted to get rid of the subsidy. Why? Because it was never intended to be permanent. It was intended to help people during COVID. They extended it by a bit and then got rid of it. But when the Republicans took over, the Democrats decided they could use this as a wedge with voters, and they've been pretty successful, I think, in trying to drive a wedge between voters and the Republicans. The Republicans, of course, don't want to extend it at all, but the Democrats do. The president's solution would be to make direct payments to individuals, but then those people would have to remit it to healthcare companies. Here's the problem. True story. It is November 25th, 2025, right now. What is the Republican plan on health care? The Democrats united around Obamacare. Republicans have never put forward any sort of comprehensive plan. Some of them are scared to because they think it'll be politically radioactive the moment they do, but most of them, they don't have a plan. The Democrats beat no plan with a plan. And it's a bad plan, and it doesn't work. But what is the actual Republican legislative solution to Obamacare? Obamacare was passed in 2010. It's now 2025. There's no plan in place by the GOP. None. The GOP's got to come up with something. I just think this is a problem. And I think there are solutions out there. There are solutions like allowing small businesses to pool together, reducing the mandatory coverage for insurance, making insurance more portable, allowing people to essentially banning businesses from giving you your healthcare insurance and forcing you to shop on the market, providing more competition. That would force prices to come down, whether you like it or a lot of people don't like the idea, but it would force prices to come down because people would have to individually buy their insurance. You know, the product of giving your health care through your employer came in World War II when wages were frozen during World War II, and so businesses competed by offering health care benefits, and it stuck. So there are plans out there on the right, but none have been offered in Congress, none of them comprehensive. And of course, the Democrats would demonize them and demagogue them. The Republicans have done the same thing to the Democrats over time, too. But the Democrats bandied together and got something passed and were willing to lose it all to get something passed, knowing the GOP would never change it. And guess what? The GOP has never changed it. So the Republicans don't have a plan. The president's trying to do something. I think extending the subsidies is terrible, but the GOP at some point needs to come up with an actual health care plan. Clint, you're going to be up next on the Eric Erickson Show. Welcome.
Hey, Eric, first-time caller, long-time listener. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. I just wanted to touch base on the health care that you were talking about. There's a big uproar with Donald Trump and his big, beautiful bill that's saying that nursing and physician's assistants and nurse practitioners isn't a qualified degree or job anymore. Do you shed some light on that? Is it just for the students that are in school now where they actually get rid of it, which I don't see they will, because you're going to have long waits in doctor's offices and things like that. I just don't see how that will go through or work.
So honestly, what I am familiar with now is there is there's some sort of plan in place. Well, no. What am I thinking of? There's a rumor on left-wing sites that they're going to disqualify nurse practitioners from being able to serve or being able to qualify to get insurance payments or some such. I'm unaware of any Republican plan to rein in nurse practitioners. In fact, the one Republican plan I know of that was pushed by the Heritage Foundation and advanced by Mike Johnson would have expanded the abilities of nurse practitioners to practice in the country without expanded ties into doctors' offices. So nurse practitioners would be freed up to do more medical practice without being directly tied to a doctor. I'm unaware of any Republican effort to restrict how nurse practitioners work in the country. Everything I have seen has been to expand them. Now, caveat here. One of the issues has to do with the H-1B visa program. A lot of doctors in the country are doctors who come in from abroad in rural healthcare areas. So in rural parts of the country, a lot of nurses and doctors come in on H-1B visa programs because Americans don't want to serve in those places. And the only proposal I'm aware of that would restrict nurse practitioners and doctors is the H-1B visa restrictions, and the public health sector in the country is upset about it and pushing very hard that if the government reins in H-1B visa programs, they exempt health care because of the rural mandate. And whether you like H-1B visas or not, and listen, I've got issues with them, and I understand the fraud and corruption that can come with it, but you go to any small town or small city in rural parts of this country and go to the local hospital, and most of the doctors and nurses are not from this country. And by the way, they're very good. My father was in the hospital a few weeks ago in rural Louisiana, and his doctor was from India, and he was a very, very good doctor. My wife's doctor I think he's an American citizen now. He was here, I think, on an H-1B visa for a while. Wonderful doctor. He's from India. We've got down the street from me, I had to go to a kidney doctor. I had some blood work that came up badly, and they made me go to this kidney doctor. And the white American doctors at the major hospital were telling me she is the best doctor around for any kidney issue whatsoever. And she's from India. And by the way, she's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. She took one look at my blood work and said, "They misread your labs." Seriously, I went in. The doctor's like, "Oh, there's something wrong. There's something wrong." So I went in, and she said, "They misread your labs. We're gonna do this one test, and I think you're gonna be fine." And I was fine, and she said, "Stop coming back." But I'm not aware. I realize that there are rumors circulating on left-wing sites that they want to do something to curtail nurse practitioners in this country, but I suspect that's designed to whip people into a frenzy to try to make them mad to go vote. But I don't actually believe there actually is a plan to do that, because every Republican plan I've seen involves expanding nurse practitioners in this country, frankly, to save money. Bob, you're going to be up next. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
How
Can
are
you hear me?
Yes.
I'm doing well. Long-time listener, don't necessarily agree with you all the time, but the show makes me think, so kudos to you.
Thank you.
I heard today you were discussing about increasing the number of representatives to represent the country, and I wondered if you ever looked into like how the Swiss handle their government, where the representatives aren't so much concentrated in one spot, but rather serve their individual states or cantons. And that seems to give the local people have to vote on the various topics that are coming up and give their representative direction. I'm not so sure that would work in the states given some of the voter participation rates, but just wondering if you've ever looked into that.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, it's not just that I've looked into it. The founding fathers looked into it. The part of our constitutional system was inspired by what the Swiss were doing 250 years ago. Now, they have updated the way it works in the 1800s. But, yeah, to a degree, there is some component of direct election and proportionality based on population. The Council of States has 2 seats per state. There are a lot of people who want proportional representation in this country, and I just don't think that we're going to get proportional representation, because I think it would be a very bad idea. It causes destabilization in European countries. By the way, a buddy of mine, while I was talking to my last caller on nursing, they sent me a link that Newsweek says what he thinks they're talking about is that the Department of Education has decided nursing is no longer considered a professional degree. That is a change of a regulatory terminology they claim was put in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, but the Department of Education press secretary says this is a fake news. The department has had a consistent definition of what constitutes a professional degree for decades, and the consensus-based language aligns with historic precedent. The committee, which includes institutions of higher education, agreed on a definition that we will put forward in a proposed rule. We're not surprised that some institutions are crying wolf over regulations that never existed, because their unlimited tuition ride on the taxpayer dime is over. So now what is this? The change impacts hundreds of thousands of students. There are over 260,000 students currently enrolled in entry-level Bachelor of Science and nursing programs, 42,000 enrolled in associate degree in nursing programs. Many have warned the move to reclassify nurses as not a professional degree would drop the number of nurses in the country. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act and the Grad Plus program, designed to help graduate and professional students cover educational expenses, it's being eliminated. The measures were brought in with the intention of creating a new and simplified repayment assistance program. The Department of Education decided to change the definition of what counted as a professional program, and thereby eligible for the $200,000 aggregate level available for professional students. The department determined the following programs were professional: medical, pharmacy, dentistry, optometry, law, veterinary medicine, osteopathic medicine, podiatry, chiropractic, theology, and clinical psychology. It means that physicians, assistants, nurse practitioners, physical therapists, and audiologists were excluded from the list. Now, however, what the Department of Education says is that actually this is related to professional degrees, and a lot of nursing programs are bachelor degrees. They're not advanced graduate degrees. Therefore, the situation is moot. That's what it's about, that if your nursing degree comes from a bachelor's program, then you're not affected by the change, because this is a grad school change, not an undergraduate degree program change. So you're not impacted. That's what the Department of Education says. There are some colleges that treat nursing programs as graduate degree programs. they will be impacted, but colleges that continue to treat it as a Bachelor of Science in Nursing or an associate degree will not be impacted. It's the people who treat it as the colleges that treat it as a master's program will be the ones impacted. So that appears to be what we may be talking about. And yes, there is that change there, but it's more of a technical change than anything.
Those who love him, listen to find out what he's going to say next. Those who disagree with him, also listen to see what he's going to say next. It's the Eric Erickson Show.
150 Cool Ray Carrier, WSB Traffic Center. Looks like trouble on the West Freeway, 20 westbound, right at the end of the ramps from I-285. It's got 285 south slowing from South Cobb Drive, northbound inner loop delays leaving Cascade. Heading into downtown, Midtown area, seeing that volume, 85 southbound beginning just south of Georgia 400, staying on and off the brakes as you head down toward Cortlandt Street. Traffic brought to you by Callaway Resort and Gardens. Christmas at Callaway is calling. Experience a spectacular light display at Fantasy and Lights now through January 4th. Get your tickets today at CallawayGardens.com. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This holiday could be 100 times brighter just by listening to 95.5 WSB.
Because we have the WSB Turkey Day Payday.
Listen to 95.5 WSB all Thanksgiving Day, every hour, 9 a.m. through 6 p.m. You could win a $100 Publix gift card.
Listen for the keyword each hour.
You'll have until the end of that hour to enter the keyword at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB app. One lucky winner every hour gets a $100 Publix gift card.
The WSB Turkey Day Payday.
From Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Your first chance to win is Thanksgiving morning at 9 a.m. on 95.5 WSB.
I am not waiting until the last minute this year. My lights are already up. You should do the same. I'm Chris Chandler, and Wise Guys Pro Wash always keeps the exterior of my home looking great, so I had their team out to install lights along the roof line of my home. They custom fit everything perfectly, and the best part, during the day they blend right in. Then with one quick plug in, the whole house comes to life. I've got mine going already. Had them put up early to take advantage of the early bird pricing. One quick call, I was scheduled in minutes, and I can honestly say no hanging wires, no holes in the house, and I've never felt so in love with how my home looks. Wise Guys makes it easy too. They provide the lights, install them, maintain everything during the season, and when it's over, they take it all down and store it for next year. So don't wait. Call Wise Guys today. Mention my name, Chris Chandler, when you book. First-time customers save $150. Call now, though. Spots are filling fast.
It's my favorite time of year. I love spending time with family, enjoying delicious, nutritious food and bread. That's right, real bread, not the enriched stuff you see on the shelves. This is Sue from Bread Beckers in Woodstock with Sue's Healthy Minute. My family and I were blown away by the health benefits of making real bread from freshly milled whole grains. After more than 30 years in business, we have heard thousands of stories from satisfied customers who found improved health from eating real bread. We invite you to come check out the Bread Beckers store in Woodstock this holiday season. We offer a complete line of grains, beans, sweeteners, and more. Our top-of-the-line kitchen equipment or infused oils and vinegars are sure to be the perfect gift for that special someone. Let us teach you how to make your own real bread to improve your family's health. Take that first step to a healthier life. Visit breadbeckers.com or our Bread Beckers store in Woodstock.
I'm Channel 2's Lori Wilson.
I'm Fred Blankenship. Channel 2 Extra News this morning is the best place to be for breaking news.
So much is happening, and we're on it. Our reporters are the first to know in your community, bringing you fresh information, the best video.
We know you depend on us. It's why we're everywhere live to prepare you for the day ahead.
In the morning, see what's new.
Don't miss a day. Join us. Channel 2 Extra News this morning, 4:30 to 7.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers with my dad, Mike, who doesn't know that I did something crazy.
Oh, no. What now?
I took some of my favorite pieces of jewelry, I packed them up, ready to go in D. Geller & Son blue boxes, and I tagged them at 60% off.
Did what?
I'm calling it Blue Box Friday. Skip the mall stampede. Come get one-of-a-kind jewelry for 60% off.
Well, if we're doing it, let's go all in. Run it all weekend.
This weekend, Friday through Sunday at D. Geller & Son in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Your non-stop news source, 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Welcome. It's Eric Erickson here. I want to play this clip from Sean Duffy. I tend to agree with him on this.
Civility. Some of you might have noticed that we've launched a civility campaign. And I think it's important as we travel that we think about not just ourselves, not just our families, but we think about those who are around us. And we call our better angels. In a busy time, and again, the airports are going to be packed. TSA lines may be a little longer. And as you might not be able to find a seat as you're by your gate because of the number of flights that are going out or coming in. But I think we have to think about how do we do a better job? How do we, maintain maybe some of that frustration we have as we travel this Thanksgiving season? Maybe we should say please and thank you to our pilots and to our flight attendants. I think, again, I call this just maybe dressing with some respect. Whether it's a pair of jeans and a decent shirt, I would encourage people to maybe dress a little better, which encourages us to maybe behave a little better. Let's try not to wear slippers and pajamas as we come to the airport. I think that's positive.
Can I just say I agree with him? There actually is ample sociological data that shows when you put more thought into your dress, it is reflected in attitudes and behaviors. If you show up and you're just wearing your yoga pants and T-shirt, you're showing up, you're wearing something, you look like a slob, it is reflected in your attitudes, how people treat you and how you treat other people. There actually is sociological research on this, and I continue to believe that as we have allowed our behaviors to decline in this country and our dress to decline in this country, the nation itself is declining. Call me a fuddy-duddy on that, that's fine. And listen, I wear jeans and a hoodie on a plane, and I'm comfortable, and you want to be comfortable on a plane. They've made planes uncomfortable, I get it. But there's a big difference between jeans and a hoodie and your holy T-shirt and your pajama bottoms and slippers on the plane. And for the love of God, people, do not take your shoes off on a plane and prop your feet up. That's gross, 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 gross. Barefootedness on a plane should get you the death penalty as far as I'm concerned. Good Lord, people. Sean Duffy is right on this. Also, it's high stress. A lot of people are traveling. Just be nice. Just the civic virtue of just being nice to people and being forgiving and charitable to people. It really does matter. Hillsdale College actually has a class on civic virtue and ethics by Aristotle. You can take that and many of their other classes for free. EricForHillsdale.com, ERICK, EricForHillsdale.com. They would love to have you. The classes are at no charge to you. Every one of them consists of 30-minute videos, depends on the number of videos per class. They've got on whether it's capitalism or ethics and civility. They've got classes on Shakespeare and C.S. Lewis and the early Roman Republic, the early American Republic, the history, theology, political science, philosophy, English, literature, chemistry, math, economics. They've got them all, and you get smarter with great education. They're all very entertaining. They're all very engaging, and they're at no cost. What do you have to lose? Go to ericforhillsdale.com, ERICK, ericforhillsdale.com. Sign up with Hillsdale College today. Get smarter at no cost to you and learn a little bit about Hillsdale in the process.
Everyone has an opinion.
I've had some great Mondays. I'm having a good Monday right now. Look, it's beautiful outside.
Got that nice loud shirt.
Eric Von Haessler has an opinion.
It's a citrusy, summery, I think breezy kind of shirt.
And some advice.
But just remember this.
Eric Von Haessler, today at 3.
I never have and never will smoke a cigar.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 2 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top local story. It is breaking news. An Amber Alert issued by Clayton County Police for a 2-month-old boy. Roma Williams was abducted this morning by 25-year-old Tariq Williams. They were last seen at Lake Harbin Road in Rex in a silver 2017 Volkswagen Passat with a Georgia plate. The child is believed to be in extreme danger. Anyone with information should contact Clayton County Police. We have pictures posted on our website and the WSB radio app. It is 68 degrees in Atlanta. A second round of storms expected this afternoon and this evening.
Some of these storms may be capable of producing damaging wind gusts as well as torrential downpours.
Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A major blow to Gainesville High's chances at a state football championship. There's a ruling today on the 39 players suspended for an on-field fight last week.
It was an emotional plea from Gainesville High coach Josh Niblett.
And if you got a heart and you know right from wrong, you know this is wrong. This is wrong. I don't understand what you expect kids to do.
The Georgia High School Association upholding the suspensions of 35 of 39 players. Among the 4 defensive players who had their suspensions lifted is 5-star linebacker Xavier Griffin. Gainesville takes on number 1 ranked Langston Hughes Friday. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Their football teams may be rivals this week, but for the rest of the year, Georgia and Georgia Tech work together for better health for all Georgians.
364 days a year of collaboration, and that one day a year when, that whatever they call it, clean, old-fashioned hate kicks in.
UGA VP of Research Chris King says the 2 schools are working together on bone repair breakthroughs, regenerative healing, and real-time cancer insights. They're also creating a playbook to connect research with real community needs. 2 people are indicted on racketeering and theft by receiving charges in a scheme to steal phones. According to the Attorney General's Organized Retail Crime Unit, 32-year-old Ivan Robert Stewart of Atlanta, who previously worked for UPS, stole packages of T-Mobile phones and accessories from Metro Atlanta UPS hub. He then allegedly transferred several of those stolen packages to 28-year-old Charlene Gatlin of Snellville, who delivered the items to other unindicted co-conspirators. As he hit the road for Thanksgiving this week, gas prices are down close to their lowest level in 4 years. The national average, $3.05 a gallon. In Georgia, we're paying $2.86, according to AAA. It's now 2:02. This news sponsored by Brett Beckers. Up next, live team coverage of traffic and weather.
Sell your home with Mark Spain Real Estate and get the strongest cash offer in the industry. You'll save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle. Hi, this is Chris Chandler, and I'm back in the studio with Mark of Mark Spain. Mark, how does the guaranteed offer give homeowners peace of mind when selling their home?
With our guaranteed cash offer, we provide stability and certainty, which is exactly what a homeowner wants. Home sellers are able to close quickly without worrying about their home sitting on the market for so long, losing its value, getting stale. Yes, listings get stale when they don't sell, and they don't get many showings like today's market. The guaranteed offer allows you to control the timing and literally move when you're ready. It's that simple.
Thanks, Mark. Mark Spain Real Estate has been in the business for nearly 30 years and has helped more than 72,000 satisfied clients. Trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home quickly and for top dollar. Find out what your guaranteed offer would be. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Hey guys, are you striking out in the bedroom? Because pills like Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra just don't work anymore. Here's how Choice Men's Health is solving PE and ED issues. Meet Dr. Katz, the expert in men's health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Choice Men's Health offers safe, custom-blended medications designed to fit your needs. There is no pain or surgery. It doesn't matter how old you are or if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues. Not a problem. It's safe and affordable for everyone. You'll see results in 15 minutes guaranteed, or you don't pay anything. Solve the problem of ED and PE now.
For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are free. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. to claim your initial consultation and first treatment for free. Call Choice Men's Health now. 404-400-1170.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Select varieties or buy 2, get 3 free with your card. Limit 10. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
It's 2:05, time for live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. Alex Williams.
Hey, good afternoon, Bill. Got a few new trouble spots I got my eye on out there. One in Midtown and right lane blocked with the crash. 7585 northbound before 10th Street, exit 250, putting extra pressure on the ride back to University Avenue. And an inbound crash out of Gwinnett County in toward DeKalb. It's 85 southbound between Jimmy Carter Boulevard and Pleasantdale Road. Right lane blocked there. That's already slowing the ride back to Indian Trail Road. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Scattered rain showers and thunderstorms later this afternoon into this evening. Today's high is 75, lows tonight in the mid-50s.
Storm Tracker radar shows some rain moving through the metro area at this hour. Most of the rain right now on the north side, also to the west of Atlanta. The strongest storms still in Alabama at this hour. 62 in Brookhaven, 61 in Austell, 65 in College Park. More news at 2:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I hope your turkey's thawing. The phone number, 877-973-7425. Should you wish to be on the program, I would be delighted to have you. There is news that the president of Ukraine would like a face-to-face with Donald Trump to sign on to this Ukraine deal. No actual meeting has yet been arranged. Key economic sectors show weak job growth. That story has just hit the wire based on this morning's information that came out. Manufacturing employment is down 0.7% over the last 12 months. Turns out tariffs are weighing on the sector. And temporary help employment, which tends to be volatile, is down 3%. It's been losing jobs 3 consecutive years in a row. 2 other sectors that tend to correlate with economic momentum, transportation and warehousing and wholesale trade, also seeing jobs down. Now, this is actually probably the most stunning part is that healthcare and social assistance and the leisure and hospitality industries accounted for more than 100% of net job gains so far in 2025. Excluding those sectors, employment dropped 6,000 jobs in the first 9 months of the year. While this is happening, in Washington, D.C., Republicans are overwhelmingly obsessed with the seditious six. I got to make a larger point here. I saw the night of the 2024 election a young man I follow on Twitter who lives in Washington who's pretty connected into Trump world. He put up a tweet, and it was, turns out Twitter is real life, and the people who say it's not are the ones who need to touch some grass. Turns out Twitter is real life, and the people who say it's not are the ones who need to touch some grass. And I saw that tweet, and I sent it to several friends of mine, and said at the time, in November of 2024, this is going to be a train wreck, isn't it? Twitter is not real life. It's even less representative now. It has become the right-wing echo chamber, Blue Sky, the left-wing echo chamber, and it is people who are highly, highly online. This morning on Twitter, in fact, I can pull up the tweet. The kid is mad at me and now attacking me, and I don't know if it's an actual kid or posing as a kid, but it's a young person on social media, and I want to read this for you And some of you, your first reaction is going to be that it's a good idea. And when you do that, I need you to know you're an idiot. You actually are an idiot if your first reaction is, this is a good idea. It is flummoxing to me that we're at a point where people think about stuff like this and say, hey, yes, this is the ticket to our future success. Not going to give you the account, but it says door-to-door mass deportations are the answer to any and all economic woes. Door-to-door mass deportations are the answer to any and all economic woes. What is the best way for the Republican Party to get wiped out in the November midterms? I can think of no more popular, well, there are several, but this in particular, door-to-door deportations, would get the GOP wiped out. If you're on social media and all you are is in the Republican bubble, I don't know if you know this or not, or are willing to accept the plain hard truth, but a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump in 2024 against Kamala Harris have decided those around her are a bunch of, I can't say the word on radio, so I'll just say a-holes. And they really don't like it. You know, the Hispanic community was really well and good and happy to deport all the gangbangers and criminals. They just didn't like Jose, who made the tacos down at the local taco restaurant, getting targeted. He was their guy. He was useful to them. The gangbangers and the drug lords and the criminals, they weren't. And so you got Hispanic voters in this country. They're upset about the cost of living. They're also upset about the heavy hand of the state. Those of you who really are excited about the president saying he's going to round up Mark Kelly and others, I'm sorry, but you live in a fantasy land and you don't realize you live in a fantasy land. You get mad at me for telling you live in a fantasy land. Voters collectively do not care that Mark Kelly told soldiers not to follow illegal orders. They kind of think he's probably right. We're taking our eye off the ball. I would submit to you we're taking our eye off the ball because of that economic news. The economy's not doing great. The president can tell us, he can insist, he can yell that the news is great, but it's not. Inflation is again outpacing wages based on the data we have. Layoffs are occurring. The president keeps talking about the Walmart Thanksgiving basket is 25% less. Yes, because they switched to generic goods and also deleted 6 different varieties of items. And the number of total cans in the package is less. That's just the truth. If you're living on Twitter, you're not living in reality, and you need to touch grass. I say this all the time, and it needs to be said again. The worst thing that could happen for this country is for the Democrats to take back Congress, even just the House, to take it back next year. It's the worst possible thing that could happen. The president's agenda will be permanently sidelined as he is tied up in investigation and he is tied up in impeachment. Pete Hegseth will be impeached. Robert F. Kennedy may be pushed out the door after the first of the year by Trump. He's causing so many problems. There's going to be a White House shakeup coming. But y'all, I'm telling you, there are a lot of the young guys who are around and in this administration who are detached from reality. They're in their Washington bubble. So many of us have always laughed at the left falling into the trap of being in a bubble, a hive mind where reality doesn't penetrate. There are a lot of kids in Washington on the right who are deeply involved in partisan MAGA politics who need to go touch some grass because they are convinced that they are in the real world. And if you're in a world where you think door-to-door mass deportation is a winning public solution for anything, you're in a bubble. You're not in reality. You need to touch grass. If you think that sending Mark Kelly back into active duty and court-martialing him and sentencing him to prison or death for what he did is actually something that's going to happen, you're about to see the United States Senate Republicans stand up for a Democrat. They're furious with the machinations of the president. And you know why? Because they think there are real-world problems. The GOP would like to keep the Senate, and the White House can't even send up judges, let alone a sound economic policy. And instead, they're focused on the seditious six. Let me pull this account up. This is the Rapid Response 47 Twitter account. It's the official White House Rapid Response account. Let's see. There's one from Doug Burgum on energy efficiency. Then there is one about the president saying he wants Paramount to make Rush Hour 4. That's a good idea, Mr. President. There's the turkey pardon and the president complaining about Chicago. Before the president spoke an hour ago, you should know there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 tweets. 14 or 15 tweets about the seditious six. That was the message this morning. No one's going to go vote next year in the midterms against the so-called seditious six. That sounds like a Marvel movie. The Spider-Man is going to come save the day against the seditious six. Nobody's going to go vote on that issue. They're going to go vote on the cost of groceries. By the way, did you know the president has now gotten rid of tariffs on all coffee, including Brazil and Colombia? You know what's happened? The price of coffee has collapsed. The price of coffee has returned to what it was before the tariffs. He has literally brought down the cost of coffee. Now do aluminum for beer cans, cars, and houses. Now do lumber for houses. Now do steel. Guess what will happen? The prices will come down. Affordability will happen. Banana prices have fallen and coffee prices have fallen after the president got rid of the tariffs. He's bringing down the cost of groceries and he's bragging about it. Never mind he caused the problem with the tariffs. Let's give him credit for the drop. But why won't he do it with aluminum? You know, the major aluminum manufacturer in the United States had a fire and has reduced capacity. We're not producing enough aluminum in this country. We have to import it. The imports are so expensive because of the tariffs. It's driving up prices. If the president got rid of the aluminum tariff today, tomorrow prices would drop. But online, the tariffs are popular. Online, giving Mark Kelly, the senator from Arizona, the death penalty is popular. Online, door-to-door mass deportations is popular. Online, a lot of things that aren't actually popular in the real world are popular. And the Democrats in 2020, many of them, Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris in particular, and Pete Buttigieg, they lost the primaries for president because, in part, they decided it was more important to win the daily war on Twitter than to win in real life. And they catered their message to the online mob, which does not actually exist in the real world. And to the extent it does, it's in India, Nigeria, or Indonesia pretending to be American. Republicans need to touch some grass. Republicans need to get off social media and go talk to voters. If the president has a message to sell about affordability, go sell it instead of pushing out alerts on the seditious six. If the president has positive economic news, barnstorm the nation and tell people they're better instead of lying about groceries. You know and I know what's going to happen to the president's agenda if the Democrats take back Congress next year. And I got a sneaking suspicion. A lot of you don't want to admit it, but a lot of you think they're going to already. so why bother? I think the thinking of the White House is they're going to already. But here's the thing. The way this country has been redistricted and the population shifts towards the right of this country, that it's going to be far closer. It's not going to be a massive blowout. Even if the Democrats are on the ballot right now, they're 6 or 7 points ahead on the generic ballot, that's not enough for the Democrats to have a massive majority right now because of the shifts in voters long-term, Hispanic voters long-term, black voters long-term, working class voters long-term. There's going to be a real shift. And that shift is going to minimize Democratic gains. And if that shift, and I believe it's true, is going to minimize Democratic gains, there's a way to neutralize Democratic gains. But to do that, you got to live in the real world. You got to talk about the issues people care about. No one except conservative activists on social media really cares about the Mark Kelly issue. They care about the price of things in this country. They care about affordability. They care about being able to buy a house. They care about crime. They care about those things. And by the way, the president's doing remarkable things to lower crime in this country. Look at Memphis. Look at D.C. And they're online talking about the so-called seditious six. Not even telling a popular story on keeping the country safe from criminals. They've got a story to tell. They're not telling it. Why? Because the kids who shape the message in the White House are on Twitter. And they think what sells on Twitter will sell in the heartland and suburbia, and it doesn't because it's not real.
When the truth seems hazy, Eric will clear the way. It's the Eric Erickson Show.
221 Coolray Carrier, WSB Traffic Center. Earlier crash, 85 southbound, south of Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. That has cleared out of the roadway. All lanes are back open there. Still seeing the delays, though, coming down through Norcross. And we have a crash working I-20 eastbound over on the West Freeway. This is just past Riverside Parkway, exit 46. That blocks the left lane, causing some delays out of Lithia Springs. Traffic brought to you by ChumbaCasino.com. With over 100 online casino-style games, Chumba Casino is your destination for nonstop entertainment. No purchase necessary. VGW Group, void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 21+. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This holiday could be 100 times brighter just by listening to 95.5 WSB.
Because we have the WSB Turkey Day Payday.
Listen to 95.5 WSB all Thanksgiving Day, every hour, 9 a.m. through 6 p.m. You could win a $100 Publix gift card.
Listen for the keyword each hour.
You'll have until the end of that hour to enter the keyword at WSBradio.com or on the WSB app. One lucky winner every hour gets a $100 Publix gift card.
The WSB Turkey Day Payday.
From Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Your first chance to win is Thanksgiving morning at 9 a.m. on 95.5 WSB.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of a new Kia from Jim Ellis Kia of Kennesaw. During the season of New Traditions year-end sales event, now is the perfect time to save. Lease the 2026 Kia Sportage LX for just $249 a month at Jim Ellis Kia of Kennesaw. The SUV equipped for every holiday adventure. Plus, enjoy year-end savings on remaining 2025 inventory and exclusive customer cash offers on select EV models. Unwrap the savings on a new Kia this holiday season, including the Kia Sportage for only $249 per month. Find yours at JimEllisKiaOfKennesaw.com or stop by 1221 Auto Park Drive, exit 269 off I-75. Jim Ellis Kia of Kennesaw, where you can always expect the best. Offer applies to 2026 Kia Sportage LX, 24-month lease, $249 per month, 10,000 miles per year, $3,999 due at signing, 0 security deposit. Example stock number JSP 26038, MSRP $31,275. Excludes tax, title, and state fees. Offer expires 11/30/25 with approved credit.
It's happening, guys. Your hair's thinning, the crown's disappearing. Hair loss might have you feeling you've lost your identity. It's Mark Arum here. Thankfully, there's Advanced Hair Simple One-Day Treatment. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's your own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. I've seen Advanced Hair's incredible results with my own eyes. Get your free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We know you can get your holiday gifts anywhere these days, but knowing your loved one's gift was crafted by master jewelers? It's a difference everyone can see and feel, no matter the price. All of our fine jewelry begins with a vision by our in-house designers. Then, we ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. It's why our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive, free lifetime warranty that covers everything and doesn't cost a dime. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry to be nothing short of perfect. Come see for yourself. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
The holidays are almost here. Let Zerorez help get your home looking its best. Hey, it's Patrick, owner of Zerorez. Right now, when you schedule 3 rooms of carpet cleaning at just $45 a room, we'll clean a hallway for only $1 more. Just mention WSB when you book. That's 3 rooms at $45 each and a hallway for just $1. Schedule today at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, spell it backwards or forwards, it's the right way to clean.
Will my hair really grow back? Do I still get to have a birthday party? Can my teddy come into the machine with me? Will you stay with me tonight, Mommy?
Every day, kids at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta ask questions they should never have to. By giving today, you can help us answer them. With your support, our kids get the care and treatment they need, and even a birthday they'll never forget. Give to Children's for that. Donate today at choa.org/give.
You know, every year there's that one house on the street that looks amazing. Well, this year it is mine. I'm Chris Chandler. Wise Guys Pro Wash keeps my home clean. Now they make it shine this holiday season. They install lights along my roof line so cleanly that even in daylight you barely notice them. Till I'm ready to plug them in, the whole house lights up then. Wise Guys Lights handles everything. Install, maintenance, and takedown. And right now, first-time customers who mention me, Chris Chandler, save $150 when installed. Spots are filling fast. Don't wait. Book now at wiseguyslights.com.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Welcome. It is Eric Erickson here. Let me go to Bill down in Orlando, Florida. Welcome to the show, Bill. How are you?
Good. I was calling about that nursing thing about them not being professionals anymore. I had a discussion about this on social media with a liberal friend of mine who posted that information. Basically, they didn't have any links or anything, but they're saying list of degrees not classed as professional by Trump administration. They include nursing, physician assistants, physical therapists, on and on. And I looked into it, and it's basically a proposed classification change by the Department of Education. It's not a law. It's not passed yet. So it could be changed, and it strictly is a classification when it relates to the amount of federal loans you can get. If it's a professional category, you're allowed up to $200,000. If it's non-professional, which they're saying is nursing, but I can't find a list of that anywhere stating that. But then it would be limited to $100,000.
What it actually is graduate degrees. So graduate degrees are considered professional degrees. Bachelor degrees are not. Undergraduate and graduate degrees, that's the distinction. So there are some nursing programs in the country that are treated as masters of nursing programs. If the rule goes forward, they won't be qualified. But most nursing programs in the country are Bachelor of Sciences in Nursing, treated as an undergraduate degree, and they would be qualified. And you're right, by the way. It's proposed rule. It's not a finalized rule. And people are being freaked out about it and lied to about it when it's actually a proposed rule. That, by the way, was offered up by the education institutions, the colleges of the United States. It was the rule they proposed, not the Trump administration. But God forbid we tell the truth about these things. Now, I got to tell you about Swiss America. They've been warning people about the secret war on cash, where the government tries to steer you away from cash. And it includes crypto, by the way. Swiss America is warning people about this assault on your freedom. With interest rates the way they are, with banks, particularly the regional ones, somewhat unstable right now, Swiss America wants to educate you on protecting your hard-earned assets. You can get their report, The Secret War on Cash, completely free by calling or texting 800-289-2646. It includes, again, digital forms of currency. All your crypto is government wants you not to use it. Just mention ERIC, E-R-I-C-K, when you call or text 800-289-2646. That's 800-289-2646. All you have to do is text my name, Eric, E-R-I-C-K, to 800-289-2646, or go to SwissAmerica.com/Eric. Again, SwissAmerica.com/ERICK. Swiss America can get you that report. Call or text my name to 800-289-2646. Message and data rates may apply.
More local news.
The employee at a Walmart in Covington is in custody. Atlanta companies already warning of turbulence in the economy.
More traffic.
One crash on I-20 westbound.
40 minutes to head up the connector.
More weather.
We may be seeing this tornado strengthening.
Atlanta's morning news.
Tomorrow morning at 5.
Newton County authorities crediting the Georgia State Patrol.
Wake up with 95.5 WSB. How Atlanta starts its day.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News.
Weather.
Traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk.
At 2:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top local story. It's happening now. An Amber Alert in Clayton County for a 2-month-old boy who police say may be in extreme danger. Roma Williams was abducted by his father, 25-year-old Tariq Williams, who's accused of assaulting the boy's mother. They were last seen in a silver 2017 Volkswagen Passat. Police say it was traveling toward I-75, and Williams may be heading to Florida. Anyone with information should contact Clayton County Police. We have pictures posted on our website and the WSB Radio app. The Georgia High School Association lists the suspensions of just 4 of 39 Gainesville High School football players after an on-field brawl last week, despite an impassioned plea today from Gainesville football coach Josh Niblett.
Almost 30 years. I've been a head coach for 26 years. It's the first time I've ever been a part of something like this.
In a 9-1 vote, the GHSA lists the suspensions of 4 defensive players, including 5-star linebacker Xavier Griffin. 35 players will remain sidelined for Friday's playoff matchup with top-ranked Langston Hughes. As we wait for possible storms in metro Atlanta this afternoon into this evening, residents of Houston are cleaning up storm damage. No injuries from what was likely a tornado. Several homes are damaged from downed trees. At the airports, the TSA expects to screen over 18 million flyers between today and next Tuesday, and today is the busiest with 52,000 flights scheduled nationwide. It is now 2:32, and this news is sponsored by FGA Roofing. Up next, live team coverage of traffic and weather.
I'm so excited to hear my son's band play tonight. They've been, be right back. They've been rehearsing, bathroom break. Overactive bladder can mean missing out on life's moments, navigating life around the nearest bathroom instead of the next experience. Medtronic therapies have treated nearly 500,000 people worldwide with bladder or bowel control problems. Let Medtronic show you what's possible. Visit medtronic.com/bladderhelp to learn how.
We weren't planning on selling our home, but our family's needs changed. I'm Caitlin, and selling our home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate was the best decision we made for our family. With over 11,000 5-star reviews, I had peace of mind knowing I could trust Mark Spain Real Estate to sell our home fast and for more than we were asking. If you're preparing to move, check out Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer. Go to markspain.com and see what their guaranteed offer would be on your home. There's no obligation. That's markspain.com and start packing.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2798. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers with my dad, Mike. Dad, why are we always talking about Christmas before Thanksgiving?
Because now is when you start thinking about those seriously special Christmas gifts. Whether it's a custom birthstone pendant or that one-of-a-kind dream engagement ring, our jewelers can make something you can't find anywhere.
From timeless pearl strands for $135 to gold and diamond hoops for $13.95, buying now gives you time for 0% APR financing or free layaway at D. Geller & Son in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
At 2:34, Alex Williams in the traffic center.
Hey, Bill, just found some new trouble on 285 North, the inner loop heading up into Vinings. It's a crash in the second right lane at Paces Ferry Road, exit 18, slowing the ride from South Cobb Drive. That earlier crash that was in the left lane on the West Freeway, 20 eastbound past Riverside Parkway, that has since cleared. And it looks like trouble on looking for into Cab, 20 eastbound at Panola Road, exit 71. We'll see what's cooking out there. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Scattered rain showers and thunderstorms later this afternoon into this evening. Today's high is 75, lows tonight in the mid-50s.
And we are seeing some scattered rain showers now on Storm Tracker radar. It is 63 right now in Smyrna, 64 in Decatur, and 66 in Fayetteville. More news at 3 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back. It is Eric Erickson here. As we end the show today, and I am off tomorrow for Thanksgiving Day. Amanda's going to be in for me. Thank you, Dan. I got a lot of cooking I got to do tomorrow, and then I'll be back on Monday. I have a friend, many of you in the listening audience across the nation, doesn't matter whether you are up in Anchorage, down in Palm Beach, you know Clark Howard. And I want to, I sat down and I did a call with him, and I want to set it up a little better than I did in the audio I want to play. Clark does a charity drive every year across the state of Georgia. And I realize this is just for Georgia, and occasionally I get program directors who get a little upset with me that why are you focusing on Georgia. Here's why I want to do this for my national audience. Over the last 25 plus years, my friend Clark Howard has made sure that every child in foster care in the state of Georgia gets presents for Christmas. Literally every single child in foster care in Georgia will get a Christmas present thanks to Clark Howard. Georgia, to his knowledge and mine, is the only state in the nation that has a program like this, where you can go to a website, clarkschristmaskids.com, and you can either contribute money or you can find a child and buy presents for them. You can do it online. You can pick the child, pick the age, pick the county. They've got 3 toys, a cheap one, a mid-price one, an expensive one. And you can go pick a kid and buy presents for that kid so that every foster child has one. And other states have the opportunity to do this. Clark Howard helped start it in Georgia. He put his money where his mouth was, helped build the website, uses an Army volunteers. They have a warehouse that Clark rents out during the Christmas season to be able to do this. It's a tremendous operation. And I want all of you nationally to understand that this guy, who is Jewish, spends his Christmas and Hanukkah season making sure that every child in foster care has a Christmas present. And this year, unlike other years, we've actually got a major uptick in the number of kids in foster care. Here now, my conversation with my friend Clark Howard. Welcome back. It is Eric Erickson here, and I've got joining me by phone is my friend Clark Howard, and we were talking before we came on, and you were telling me, Clark, we've got 2,000 more kids in foster care this year?
We do. We're having to step up our game this year because we have so many children to take care of their Christmas wishes this year. But I know our generous listeners are going to make it happen.
Yeah, I would think so. And so if you're just tuning in, Clark, how long have you been doing Christmas Kids now?
This is our 35th year.
35 years. Wow. And so if you're unfamiliar with it, you can go to clarkschristmaskids.com and you can donate, or you can pick out a child somewhere in Georgia, a boy, a girl by age, and you get a sense of what they want, and you can buy presents for them. You can contribute online so they're taken care of, or you can show up at various Walmarts around the Metro Atlanta area. So when's everybody going to be out at the Walmarts?
So we're going to be at the Walmarts on Pearl Harbor Day, the 7th of December, the 13th of December, and the 14th of December. And all the locations are listed on clarkschristmaskids.com. And most people actually just give us money on clarkschristmaskids.com because it's hard for them to get to a store. They may live somewhere, who knows where in the country, because we get money from all 50 states every year.
That, and it's, I don't know what other states do, but the remarkable coordination that you do with the organizations that help with DFACS in Georgia, it's kind of a major operation you guys go through.
Yeah, I mean, FedEx and UPS have to come to us to learn how to sort because we're really good at it. I got to tell you, as best we know, we're the only state in America that does a program like ours where the children are able to pick an age-appropriate gift of 3 different price levels, from a modest gift to a more moderately priced gift to one really nice gift. And they have a list that's based in age bands, and they pick out one of each, and then our incredible, generous listeners take care of those wish lists.
So, and for to give people a sense of this, I'm looking at Clark's Christmas Kids right now, and I found Parker is age 12, a boy in McDuffie County, and you've got 3 options: art supplies for $22.99, wireless headphones for $43.99, a tablet with protective case for $129.99. And make it very easy. I can select. I'm going to do all 3 of these, add them to the cart, and then I can pay and take care of Parker. So Parker will be taken care of by Christy and me. And it's that easy. You go pick the price range and the items, and you put in your credit card number, and you're good to go. And you can take care of kids. Pick the county, pick the age, pick whether it's boy or girl. I'm always kind of, I don't know, it makes me sad to see the number of older kids in foster care, the 17 and 18-year-olds.
Oh, and, then when they reach 18, they're on their own. It's the most, it just tears my heart apart because I can't imagine any of my 3 kids being able to fend for themselves on their own, alone at 18. And these kids didn't do anything, Eric. It's the adults in their lives that weren't able to take care of them that they ended up in the state foster system. But the kids feel rejected. They feel like, what did I do? Mm-hmm. They didn't do anything, but they're suffering the consequences. And that's why it's so important to me that we let these kids know they're loved, that they're not forgotten, that they're cared about.
Yeah, it's such a meaningful thing. I mean, we've done this now for a while, and I got to tell you, it blows my mind to see some listed even above the age of 18 there. But the mass number, I'm looking on the website right now, 23,000 plus presents needed to take care of kids, and the number of 18-year-olds. It's also interesting to see the desires of as kids get older, they go from the small toys to more of the electronic devices, but it's always also encouraging to see the number of 17 and 18-year-olds who want books and things like that out there, which I just think is fantastic to see. There's a kid out there who's 17 who they got an electronic device for sure, but also they actually want a lot of books, and I mean, that's great.
Exactly. And, a lot of the older ones need sheets for a bed, blanket for a bed, a pillow. I mean, because they're about to be out there on their own, and they leave foster care with a black plastic trash bag with whatever possessions they have.
Wow. Boy, that's depressing. But I mean, people can make it a brighter season just because they can go to ClarksChristmasKids.com and donate or pick out kids and buy presents for and be a light in someone's life.
Can I tell you something that's not depressing?
What's that?
We started off needing 36,000 plus gifts, and now you said right when you clicked it was down to 23,000.
Yes.
Something.
Yep.
So, see, that's great progress. We're getting there step by step.
Slowly but surely. Yeah, that is. And it's an encouragement, I think. Yeah, I mean, I know it is to me every year to see, like when you and I talk about these things, to watch the number falling while we're talking, the generosity of people listening and engaging who otherwise aren't engaging in something like this, and that you get money from all over the United States, and it's what a coordinated program, and frankly a challenge to other states that they should consider doing something like this.
Well, it's just we backed into doing something that became more and more sophisticated year by year. I mean, think about it. When this started, I was 36, and now I'm pushing 71. It's been a long time. So we were not like this when we started. We were kind of seat of the pants, but over time we've been able to help more and more children. And over the years, we've raised more than $50 million for these children. And the other thing we've been able to do is inspire a lot of people to become foster parents, because Georgia, like all states, severely short of people who are foster parents. A lot of times people don't even realize what a difference they could make in a child's life by becoming a foster parent.
Right. It is good inspiration. And let me just say, there's a rumor out there in the building that you actually went with Clark's Christmas Kids, not for the alliteration, but if you went for Clark's Hanukkah Kids, you would have like multiple days of needing to get presents for kids. And so, I mean, Christmas just being one, even though it's technically 12 days, there's only that one day for presents.
Yeah, well, Hanukkah's 8 crazy nights, and I never got to experience Christmas being Jewish, but it's great being a Jewish Santa Claus and being able to get as much of this done as we can for these children. And my greatest wish for these children is that their parents heal and are able to provide a loving home for their kids again. But if they're not, that somebody steps forward and fills that role as a foster parent to that child and loves that child. And maybe in many cases, they end up adopting these children. So you said earlier, it's depressing about the older kids. But the thing is, if we can create a loving environment for these children, they're able to thrive. And that's what I want for them. I want the same kind of opportunities and joy for a child in foster care as for one of my kids.
Right. So let me ask you, but before I let you go, can you just talk about the enormous volunteer operation you have to make sure the toys are distributed? I mean, from warehousing to sorting to bagging to distribution, there are a lot of people who involve themselves to make sure that these kids get Christmas presents.
Yeah, in the typical cycle of Clark's Christmas Kids, we have 1,500 to 1,700 volunteers. And there's an enormous effort that involves shifts of people coming in and companies that send employees who are just so excited to be there, that sort the gifts by child, by county, get them ready for when the county personnel come in from around the state and volunteers come in from around the state to gather up the gifts for their county or counties that they're collecting for. And they take them and they distribute them, and magically the kids have these gifts to open Christmas morning because of the generous, wonderful people who volunteer all those hours helping us. I remember one night we were running behind getting the gifts all packed up, and we were there all night.
Wow.
Sorting. And virtually no one left because we had a job to do. And if we didn't get it done, those kids weren't going to have those gifts Christmas morning to open.
Goodness gracious. Well, look, I thank you to all of them and to you. ClarksChristmasKids.com is the website. Clark, thanks for taking some time with me on this, and I hope we reach the goal, and I'm going to check in later as well and see how many more are outstanding. I'm sure Christy and I will find another child to help as well. Thanks to Clark Howard for spending some time with me talking about that. And I just checked. We recorded that interview the other day, and it was over 23,000. It's about 22,800 presents needed. And you can, wherever you are listening in the nation right now, if you want to help brighten a child's day who is away from their parents and in foster care, you can do that. And I wish every state had this program, but they don't. But this is a great way to put a smile on a random stranger's face this holiday season. All you have to do is go to ClarksChristmasKids.com. You can pick out a child to buy for, or just leave a donation, and the team will take care of the kids that haven't been taken care of. And the Clark will, in the Atlanta area, be out at Walmarts in the area over the next few weeks doing this. Y'all, it really is a meaningful, wonderful program. You should see the operation. This massive warehouse filled with presents. They bag them up, distribute them to counties where local county Department of Child Services distribute the kids, the presents to the kids, from electronics to books to makeup to bikes. There's so much there. It's a wonderful operation, and it's a wonderful way for you to help a child in need this Christmas season wherever you are. It's ClarksChristmasKids.com is the website.
You're at the intersection of politics, news, culture, and current events. It's the Erick Erickson Show.
250 Cool-Ray Carrier Traffic Center, busy out on the roadways. New travel advisory, west side, perimeter, 285 northbound, the inner loop, Paces Ferry, exit 18, crash in 2 right lanes. You're stacked up back toward Bolton Road. Downtown is going to be slow if you use that as an alternate. Now a travel advisory up through Woodstock, crash on the left lane open, 575 northbound, approaching Ridgewalk Parkway, exit 9. You can use Highway 5 or the express lanes as your alternates there. Traffic brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
If it's happening on the streets of Atlanta.
After suspect refuses to exit home on Summer Chase Drive.
If it's happening on the roads leading to Atlanta.
Looks to be a tanker truck crashed into the median on the JamCam.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
The major culprits are squeezing household budgets for auto insurance, gasoline, and utilities.
Your 24/7 news source. Tune in throughout the day to stay up to date.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Beaver Toyota and Beaver Mazda present Atlanta's original Black Friday silent sale. Here's what's up. On Thanksgiving Day, over 800 cars and trucks will be marked with the lowest price we would ever sell them for. This is it. This is the big one. Don't you miss it.
Hey guys, are you striking out in the bedroom? Because pills like Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra just don't work anymore. Here's how Choice Men's Health is solving PE and ED issues. Meet Dr. Katz, the expert in men's health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Choice Men's Health offers safe, custom-blended medications designed to fit your needs. There is no pain or surgery. It doesn't matter how old you are or if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues. Not a problem. It's safe and affordable for everyone. You'll see results in 15 minutes guaranteed, or you don't pay anything. Solve the problem of ED and PE now.
For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are free. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170 to claim your initial consultation and first treatment for free. Call Choice Men's Health now, 404-400-1170.
I'm Channel 2's Lori Wilson.
I'm Fred Blankenship. Channel 2 Action News this morning is the best place to be for breaking news.
So much is happening, and we're on it. Our reporters are the first to know in your community, bringing you fresh information, the best video.
We know you depend on us. It's why we're everywhere live to prepare you for the day ahead.
In the morning, see what's new.
Don't miss a day. Join us. Channel 2 Action News this morning, 4:30 to 7.
A DUI conviction is life-changing with serious ramifications both personally and professionally. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. Make the smart call to George Stein, the DUI lawyer. You've got a 30-day deadline to save your license. Go to georgestein.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ETHOS.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. The InventHelp data bank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380. Again, 1-800-217-4380.
All the news, weather, and traffic you need. 95.5 WSB. He may not tell you what you want to hear, but he tells you what you need to hear. It's the Eric Erickson Show.
There's a couple bits of breaking news here as we get out. I will follow those up on the 4 Things to Know This Afternoon podcast. You can subscribe to a separate feed from the show podcast. Look for 4 Things to Know This Afternoon on your favorite podcast app. Here they are. Number 1, the president is weighing removal of FBI Director Kash Patel. Turns out behind the scenes, the president has grown furious with the headlines that Kash Patel used the private jet option with the FBI. He's required as FBI director to fly on private jets during the government shutdown to go see his girlfriend perform. She's a singer. He also ordered an FBI SWAT team, apparently, to protect her. And when they realized security was taken care of, left, and he berated them. He's also made a number of tweets, according to the Justice Department itself. Pam Bondi's Justice Department says the director of the FBI put out several tweets that compromised ongoing investigations, and in one case said enough to tip people off to flee the country who were suspects in a case, among other things. So that's one bit of breaking news. The other is the D.C. mayor, Muriel Bowser, has decided she will not run for a 4th term. She's going back to Mario Land to harass Princess Peach. That is another story out there you should know about. And then there is the other big story happening now. The President of the United States has ordered Steve Witkoff to meet with Vladimir Putin and the Secretary of the Army Driscoll to meet with Volodymyr Zelensky in hopes of finalizing a Russia-Ukraine peace deal. He just put this on social media. In the hopes of finalizing the peace plan, I've directed my special envoy Witkoff to meet with President Putin in Moscow, and at the same time, Secretary of the Army Dan Driscoll will be meeting with the Ukrainians. I will be briefed on all progress made, along with Vice President Vance, Secretary of State Rubio, Secretary of War Hegseth, and White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles. I look forward to hopefully meeting with President Zelensky and President Putin soon, but only when the deal to end this war is final or in its final stages. This is also a way of saying that he will not be meeting with Volodymyr Zelensky so that Zelensky can ask him for changes to the deal. Lastly, you should know the Democratic Socialists of America are melting down because Zoran Mandami has put together a committee on the housing shortage in New York City, and it's filled with a bunch of bankers and corporate lobbyists. Now, I need to tell you about Vision Computers. We have one of their great computers in our house for my son. It's his gaming PC, and he loves it. And I love it because I don't have to be tech support, because when you buy a computer from Vision Computers, they're your tech support. You get a special number. You can call them 15 seconds or less, get the answer to whatever you have concerning your computer, questions about your computer, can't figure something out, you think there's a problem, they take care of you. They're fantastic. Call them at 404-COMPUTER. Go to visioncomputers.com. You can order a computer in time for the holiday. They're great people, and you can get their managed IT for yourself or your business. Call them at 404-COMPUTE or go to visioncomputers.com. Tell them Eric sent you. You might be able to save some money. 404-COMPUTE, visioncomputers.com. They're great people. They build great computers. They save you money. They keep you operational. They help your company. 404 Compute, visioncomputers.com. You guys have a wonderful, blessed Thanksgiving. I'll talk to you Monday.
WSB's looking for a home for Hawaiian Roll. Chris Chandler here from Atlanta's Morning News. He's our dog of the month with Paws Atlanta. Named for his colors, 2-year-old mystery mix, very sweet and sociable. Meet Hawaiian Roll at WSBradio.com/dog. Our sponsor, Finley Roofing, will pay the adoption fee to WSBradio.com/dog.
WSB consumer expert Clark Howard.
So we're in a weird spot at the moment with the job market. There have been more layoffs than we've seen in prior years of recent. But at the same time, employers are kind of hunkered down. They're not hiring like in the past. So if you're in a job that you like but you don't love, unless you've already found the replacement job that you're going to go to, don't just quit. I mean, we went through several years not that long ago where people would say, hey, I don't like this job. I'm just not going to go anymore. I'm going to quit. Maybe no notice. I'm going to find something else. Right now, that's not a good idea. You want to bide your time till you find the right opportunity you want to go to next. I'm Clark Howard.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.